Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have a special treat for you guys. Usually, we just run a little bracket, but today we have some special stakes on the table. My name is Ray. I'm joined here by a beautiful Euchre. How you doing, sir?
You know I'm beautiful.
Because I've seen you in person.
That's true. How do viewers know I'm beautiful?
Look, man, I'm trying to be generous here, all right?
That's true. That's true. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. I am in fact beautiful.
Exactly. It's good to know. It's good to love yourself.
Facts.
Do you wanna bring up the rules for us? Like what the stakes of here of what we're doing today?
See, what if I said no? But I would.
If you said no, I would just do it. You know, you ruined my entire flow, but I'll keep going.
No, so as Ray mentioned, indeed, we have some special stakes on the line. This is going to be a little bit of a sponsorship bracket where you can see that there is, of course, a big compensationary bonus for winning this today's bracket, where your outplayed entry fee and your outplayed entry fee will definitely be paid for first, second, and third place, along with a jersey to go with that. But for first place, there will be an alleviation to your travel cost for 350 euros. So, of course, the specificity behind this ruling is that the people who are participating today can and want to go to Outplayed. So we're not just simply letting anybody willy-nilly hop in. These are Outplayed only people who are likely to show up, right? If by themselves, or the money from winning this would help them go a long way in attending. And if I'm not mistaken with that last line, there are some jerseys on the line, or there's some jerseys you can request that can be shipped to your place with EUOBi as the sponsor, right?
I think what said it is. Are you actually gonna be shipping them to them, or is it just gonna be like, yo, let's meet at Outplay? Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
At the venue, okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So we're not handling the big Amazon shipping logistics. So at the venue, you can request Hoon like, hey, I too, even though I didn't finish first, second, or third, would like a jersey repping effectively this bracket. Hit up Hoon, and then an agreement can be struck for that. Of course, he will name his price, and you will pay it.
Of course, you won't have to do it if you just place top three. Hint, hint.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
But yeah, I'm actually surprised. Even though we had the stipulation of we would only allow you to sign up if you are actually confirmed going to Outplayed, or you couldn't make it, but you have the holidays available for it and whatnot. We still have 30 people. That's still a decent chunk of people to just sign up, and it's not just it's just what you thought would be some people will drop out and whatnot. No, you still got people like Panda, Drave, Enigma. Who else we got? Don Weepo, of course. Maho Shoujo. I'm actually really happy to see Maho Shoujo going to Outplayed again. He had to skip last year because of it was either health or work issues. I don't quite remember. Probably health issues. We got Void. We got Hyaxel. I don't know who this Don Pitote de la Monk is. De la Mancha, my bad.
Hopefully we'll get to find out, but one of the sort of tragedies of the DDoS attacks on the Steam servers was we had to see a few players go. Of course, there was a lot more initial interest on the first timestamp that we had, but sadly, due to delay, we had to see some people go. But as you mentioned, right, 29 players, nothing to scoff at, and we're going to be starting things off with it would seem to be the Snake characters. We got Hazama versus Susanoo here.
Yeah. Cyrus and Divine, and of course, with this type of prize pool, you get a lot of people that usually would be ignoring these types of events. They also show. So we do have a couple of new faces as well. Both of these for me as well. But yeah, let's see. Not too many Hazamas around in EU. I know you're one.
That's true, but you don't see me playing in bracket, so the statement stands.
Hey man, I will not forget what happened in VSF. Casually, I just wanted to go O2 quickly. What am I doing in top 8?
Right. Perfect on the DLZ with the Zama, don't worry about it. But yeah, we saw an earlier OD trying to use that to slip through possibly some of the longer recovery normals on Susanoo's side, but Currently, you're seeing the main trouble in this matchup is that once Susanoo gets his mitts on you, you do not have a meterless reversal. You only have the system mechanics to try and escape. And with the damage that Susanoo can just pump out, like,
Yeah.
it's a bit of a disaster.
One misplaced burst or misplaced OD, and you can basically forget about doing that for the rest of the round. And sometimes, legitimately, if the Susanoo like is already started, seals going, you're in the corner. Sometimes it's like, yo, I probably need that burst for next round. And actually,
Yes,
it worked out for I think that's Ivanic, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Like using the OD earlier meant that, of course, he's going to be able to recover that burst back in time. But now we're kind of seeing a skill check not being passed. No IBs on the 6B plus 4 frames. This is I would say almost like a coming of
Trial
age
by
trial.
fire. Yeah, trial by fire.
Every CF player or every person that starts out with CF is going to come across the Susanoo 6B, and you learn to IB that quick or just simply hate the Susanoo matchup forever.
Yeah, guys, like you saw, Ivanic was believing in the barrier to create the space, but like Susanoo 6B just has so much forward movement, and like nothing was happening, and Ivanic basically lost almost all of his barrier.
Yeah, I think in general, right, Susanoo just has you. Oh, the fuzzy, let's go.
Okay, I see you,
nice.
Cyrus. Oh, and the jump cancel OD. He knows these.
He knows these. Did we get the kill here? 5D extension. We're gonna go into the super. We do have plenty of seals unlocked, including the God Thrust here, so that should be enough. Oh yeah, plenty.
As soon as I saw that there was no active flow, I thought, this is looking iffy, and damn. Almost the last couple of hits, like he actually he knew. And to be fair, like probably comes with playing the character for a while.
That's for sure. I see, the thing is, like, you should not really feel the need to place yourself like above the Susanoo 6B. If you place yourself like, oh, this is only for scrubby Susanoos. Like, if the opponent is simply not blocking it, it's a very free way to cycle through your seals until you reach something relevant. But here we go. Immediately finding the OD pop there. Going to be unlocking some critical seals. Already has the spin dash on the table. Going to skip past the ground viper, opting for the sword instead. But the 2A mash there, very bold, but the DP to cut things short.
Jumping on the JA, probably was trying to set up a fuzzy anti-air 5B, not too much, but the... God damn it, I forget all of Hazama's move names. They also were like Jamage or some shit. Which one is the overhead?
Snake.
Something snake.
Which one's the overhead? 6A?
Yeah. No, the stance overhead. Oh, not the purple!
Uh-oh.
Push-ups?
I mean, if Onyx still makes it to outplayed in the end, we will be keeping track of this. We have.
That is something like I don't know if the Vienna crowd started it, but they definitely are running with it. They will insist. They will make sure to get your push-ups done.
Yeah, Vienna crowd also Tails Mr. E right had the push-up racks ready to go for it as well.
Ooh, nice spacing on the 3C. Plus frames, disengage. Okay, sure. Let me just sit behind you like that.
Heavily mandated by JC.
You saw Cyrus trying to cause some chaos with a dash of DP, but not working out. Guess the 5E, that should be enough with the quick super confirm. Cyrus 2-0 over Ivanic, where he's moving on winner's side. That's Susan moments do indeed happen, and like you definitely mentioned how he was not passing the initial skill check of you need to learn to IB that 6B, otherwise the Susan could just run a train on you, bro.
Yeah, I think we did see a couple of things that played out here where it's very classic skill check. Well, not necessarily skill checks, but let's say more knowledge checks that each character represents against one another. Main thing to see was the sort of the false nature in which Ivanic used the overhead from 214B, because it is plus, but the uncharged version is only like +1, and to see 5C come out from that afterwards, you're kind of asking to get mashed upon. So you do have to keep it very compact. It would be really nice, of course, if your opponent pressed and you get a big 5C counter hit. That surely leads to a lot of damage, but the name of the game with Hazama is, unfortunately, you can slop around with movement and do some really funny things, but typically at the end of the day, you're really kind of just pressing a lot of A-type normals, and sometimes, once in a blue moon, you do get yourself a C starter counter hit combo, which then lets you hit the ceiling of 4K damage.
So is it like...
short intermission, we need a connection check.
Okay.
If one of you could please do a short check with Void Zero and Ignis,
Sure, I can do it, I guess.
That'd be nice, thank you. Because the online test is nice, but it's hard to rely on it. We had issues in the past, so
I see.
gonna do it this way real fast because of today's event.
Yeah, that makes sense. I believe I have played with Ignis before. Void Zero, maybe once or twice. I don't quite remember. I think my connection with Void at least was definitely normal. Ignis, I remember being spotty at times. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. What was I gonna say? I was actually gonna ask regarding that 5C. Is it like you can link 5C like on counter hit over? Oh, they're just going in.
Okay, they're just going in, I guess.
It?
I suppose. Anyways,
What,
5C link into what?
Well, it seems like Ignis didn't pass, so they just like went right in.
Alright.
It's gonna be your call who now you want to make this happen. But yeah, I was just gonna ask like regarding the Hazama stance overhead in the 5C. Maybe it's something you can get like on counter hit stance overhead. So maybe you're just like, autopiloting that.
You could, but typically you don't really find a hit off of counter hit there.
Hmm.
You do get a link into micro dash 2A though.
Okay. It seems they are aware.
Yeah, they're aware of the accident there. But in the meantime, gives a bit of time to talk about. If I'm not mistaken, Void Zero is Swedish, no?
I was at Head Stomper. I was in the same room as the guy, and I don't remember it.
Yeah, okay, no, but okay. So that's the thing I was thinking, because like, yeah, I saw Void Zero last at Head Stomper, so this is definitely one of the highlights of this bracket. Is Void yeah, okay, Void Sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the highlight of this type of bracket with the stakes that we have on the line, is that typically people you would only see at offlines making a rare appearance into these online brackets, because you know, it's CF all the same at the end of the day, but to some, the nature of online and the variability that presents itself, especially with certain characters that you have to be executionally very on point, is just not worth the hassle for them.
Like, you know, as good as we have with the fact that, like, you know, this board does have like
okay, they will
rollback
play on
recently
stream.
added it. They will play off stream. Is that what you said?
On stream.
Okay, they will just play on the stream. Okay. Oh, so you want me to pass them? Okay. But yeah, I was saying, like, you know, even though we are blessed to have like a good game, like, you know, with rollback, we have the improvement mod to handle all the all the stuff that we need for training mode and whatnot. You know, the PC port does have its hangups every now and then. Sometimes connections do drop out, and some people do get tilted by that. There is the fact that it has, I think, like 1 or 2 frames of extra delay compared to PS4, and you generally do feel it. And you know, in general, it's like there's that moment where you're fighting the void, pun not intended, when you're playing online. Whereas, wait, do we still want to do a connection check? Because Ignis is not. Oh, Ignis is not even here.
Yeah, I had to boot him because they were playing.
Yeah. Okay, we'll just wait. We'll just wait for Ignis to come back.
Yeah, it's just basic misunderstanding. So the two of them played around, and I got caught because they had a terrible connection, and now.
Okay, and now the connection is fine.
It seems fine
okay.
in the lobby here, of course, at least.
That's good. That's good to hear.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think the main grievance a lot of people have with online brackets is the sort of the layer 0, which is a person's individual connection quality, which is a prime candidate for a lot of problems. But here we go, Void Zero versus Ignis, Bang vs Arakune. A matchup I think surprisingly we haven't seen all too much, though Ignis has been appearing a lot more lately, so we're bound to see that make its return more frequently.
Yeah, Ignis definitely been grinding this game. I think he like hopped on relatively recently. I think last year's outplay was actually his first offline, outside of Greece, obviously.
Right, yeah. So that's what I heard as well.
But yeah, nice IBs and good patience to like respect the RC. Meanwhile, Void is bleeding these nails.
Yeah, but I think it's a decent position, right? Because look at the red health on the side of Ignis, spending nail. Oh my god!
Hey,
all right, man.
all right. I mean, Bang does have that benefit of being able to be extremely sticky and like run like very compact pressure. So it can be difficult for you to try like maybe like gamble your way out because you'd like everything is so ambiguous, and Bang players definitely take advantage of that.
Yeah.
And yeah, even though he has no seals, even though he's almost out of nails, you know, guess who's taking the round?
I mean, with these limited type resource characters who don't have a way to regenerate, or in other games you find a similar type of style, but they do have like a very specific way to regen some resources. The name of the game is really to ride it as close to the edge as possible, right? You basically want to end the round with almost all your resources used up, with them dead. That means you've found a good balance of utilizing its strength in combo and in pressure to generate yourself a win.
Yeah, and even though like, you know, Ignis found like a nice spot to burst, that's still like a huge deal to like diffuse that OD. So you do actually generally have to get hit to get cursed now, and I don't think Void is gonna give him that chance unless he drops it. It's okay.
Man.
You're not blocking Bang and Farun Kazan.
Full seal Bang and OD? Yeah, good luck. It's all drop opportunities.
I'm legitimately playing Azrael and mashing 5B because it's around me. God, I hope he runs into it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I don't know how am I supposed to deal with that with like, you know, a standard character like Ragnar or something like.
Pray and hopefully you still have young person reactions in your veins.
Oh hell no, bro. I'm no longer pushing 30, bro. I've been there.
Bomba.
Nice. Gets the command grab. Check the roll. Oh god, 3C from downtown, no fear.
Oh.
And that's the danger. Like, you know, the wake up curse instantly reverses the situation, sets up the cloud.
Yeah, dead angle or trying to counter assault there for a little bit of space, a little bit of guilty gear slipping through.
That's fun, bro.
It'd be like
honestly,
that.
I'll admit, Dead Angle is a cool last name. Alright, the parry out. Frame 1 makes sense. Alright, point blank, got the guard break, was not holding barrier for that one. Ignis drops the combo, that was definitely a definite kill. He has the resources, CA got off of me.
Yeah, but now is the tricky part there for Void Zero, is to try and make the approach. Unfortunately, with the life deficit that he had and the amount of control that Ignis can put on the screen, it's no small feat. Probably maybe with deploying a few more nails, he could have at least tried to get an entry in, because definitely when Bang is right on top of Arcune, he only has like that 6B guard point to try and escape something. But even then, right, look at this. Just a couple instant overheads into unseeable command grab. How can play?
Yeah, that command grab, even though it's slow, it's still like pretty sure it is unreactable, and it being that slow adds some funny options to do. Like you can actually like special cancel into it, and you'll be out of block stun. But yeah, it seems like Void Zero is content with just like keeping the foot on the pedal as he moves on to match point.
Absolutely, both players pretty close to each other in burst gauge totals. But we do see it's Ignis now maintaining control a little bit, and has a really good curse too, right? The one that likes to hover right on top of you, so running that stagger pressure to try and let the timer run slightly more. And there is the curse activated on block though, trying to look for the 5D to escape, but it's not meant to be. The left-right mix-ups are very difficult to block, and Ignis somehow able to reposition Void back towards the corner. There is the no-tech getting the reset into the super. Not gonna be enough to kill just yet, and we see one Hail Mary OD pop to try and make a comeback.
We can punish this. Nah, 5B was a bit too slow. No seals though, so he has to make some chaos happen. Nails up. Good tech on the command grab. Good awareness from Ignis to know that that's pretty much the only thing he could lose to. Okay, tying up the set.
Very tricky. Like both players have been really riding on the momentum to close out rounds, and in Arcune's case, right, that's kind of all he has, is just very strong, insane bug momentum. Bang a little bit more flexibility in that regard, but nevertheless, when one lands a touch over on the other, you see a lot of life lost before we go back to interaction points, and just the life deficits that they leave these pressure situations from makes it such a chore, and like they're forced to overextend so hard to try and make anything happen to run that comeback.
Ooh, guess the JD. That's an instant reversal. Right, and now it's like, you know, is that Cloud you mentioned, the good one's like, you know, you don't even want to pressure Arcune when he has the thing up.
Ooh,
Counter hit
fatal.
3C. That's a combo, sir.
Yeah, funny little trade going neatly in the favor of Void Zero. We're gonna get that corner carry.
Yeah, burn the city for 4 seals. No meter for
Ooh.
Shipugeki yet, but we'll see.
That was a very panicky situation. I do like the B-nail setup, right? Because Void Zero probably expecting the combo timer limit hitting very soon down to that like 1 frame of hit stun.
Yeah, but now
available.
Void Zero being like super liberal with his D-nails. Finds himself running out. He gets the air throw, but he drops the combo! One more chance for... I almost said Leon. God damn it. One more chance for Ignis.
Well, you know, Ignis does have to make this this curse count, because if there's a slight gap, we might find Void Zero able to use the Shipugeki to close out the round.
Oh my god!
We see it, but he slips right underneath, but it's not enough to kill just yet. And there is the Shipugeki, snatches him straight from the sky, and that's going to be a round clutched out in the end. The importance of having the life lead here on full display.
Yeah, like you saw, like, you know, on the first basically confirmed that he got, he spent like bunch of nails and meter just to get that Shipugeki, even though he was nowhere close to having the meter for it. And like at the very end, busting that out. Honestly, I generally don't know whether Arakuni has good answers for it once he's in the air, because his air dash is like non-traditional. But yeah.
I think when you're in the air, it's typically the worst spot you want to be when the opponent has a Shipugeki on the table.
Yeah, especially like usually the only answer is just OD. Some characters do have an air DP, but there might be something that Arakuni could do. Oh my god.
It was a very clutch OD pop, but all things considered, I wouldn't be too pressed about that if I were Void Zero, because we go into final round here, both players without the burst available. We see Void Zero trying to immediately enter, make that first touch happen, gets a command grab, run up 6A, whiff throw, but staircasing down very neatly. However, not the greatest confirmed just yet, focusing mainly on resets here, getting a bunch of stray hits, and this damage is adding up very, very quickly.
A bit too much. Let's too little of a gap. So that was a purple throw. Ignis was able to detect that. Oh, gets opened up low. This is gonna be curse. And now you're in such a bad spot. No meter, no OD. You're just gonna have to survive this. Active flow on the side of Ignis's. He has overdrive back. The super isn't gonna kill, but it's gonna set up the bugs.
Oh, trying to go for the 8. Oh, no, that is so unfortunate there for Void Zero. The burst bait at the final moment. And that is going to be Ignis closing it out 2-1. Man, Void Zero came into that round so strong, getting a bunch of stray hits there, but just the momentum that Ignis was able to capitalize off of thanks to Curse. And I think, you know, the flaw in the strategy from Void Zero was that, of course, getting a bunch of stray hits like this with really big starters will rack up the damage quite quickly, but you're not really advancing any seal gains. You're putting a lot of variability in whether or not you can get the next touch or not, and the corner carry is questionable.
That is for sure. I mean, to be fair, like, you know, as long as you're making that reset when you point blank, you can try to push a mix-up right then and there, which is definitely what Void Zero was doing. The problem is just, like, eventually, like, you have to... Because you're making so many, like, little guesses, even if they are weight in your favor, you mess up once, and then, like, if they guess right on it and they slip away, you're just like, damn. I got, like you mentioned, I got no seals, I got no meter, and I just hit them a bunch, so they have overdrive coming back as well.
Just a bit of speed, I'm kind of homeless type moment. So it's a strategy of high confidence where if you could like repeatedly open and keep that sequence running, you'll probably end a round faster than any optimal combo would.
Yeah, you definitely can, and especially if you have OD available, or like if you manage to build up 50, you can also like at the very end pop a super or OD to, like, you know, lock out the burst just as it's about to come back for the other guy. But, you know, because of having bursted early in the previous round, like Void was nowhere close to getting his burst back.
Right. Well, I do hope we get to see Void return once more, because of course this was a winner's side match, so there's a chance he may be able to crawl his way back into the streamable part of the loser's side, because it's always a pleasure to watch the bang and win.
he was also got hit by the unfortunate. You played winners round 2, but you got sent to losers round 1. So
Oh.
he's got a long road to make it to top 8 at least, but we will see. Meanwhile, Tales from the bracket. We have Potato taking it over Ludovic, and then of course being walled by Panda, who's going to be facing off against Enigma next, who managed to take it over. I believe you just say that Reborn. Other than that, Don Weepo took it over Jolkun. I wonder what character Don Weepo was playing. But Drave ended up taking it over Don Weepo, and he's going to be, I believe, our next... No. Not quite our next match. The match after our next one, where he's going to be facing up against Cyrus, the Susanoo we saw earlier. Quite an interesting one as well. We have 2S taking it over Nidori, and then in quite the upset, taking it over Maho Shoujo, where that means he's going to be facing off against Ignis next, who we just saw it here today. And on the last bit of it, Marga took it over Dropa Draco, who is a new name for me. I'm not quite sure. Marga, I believe, is the Russian Naruto player, correct?
No, he's a very Dutch Naruto player.
Oh, my bad. Why did I think it was Russian? Somebody gassed him up like that to me. God damn it. Okay.
Same colors in the flag. I'll give you that.
Fair enough. But yeah, he ended up, unfortunately, dropping to Calazon Man, another new name for me. And where Calazon Man is going to be facing off against the winner of our next match, which should be Hyaxel and this mystery guy.
No. They should have played this time, but since we had to do the match between Ignis and Void Zero, I told them to play off stream. But as always, Challenge skipped a marking, so another match has already been played. That should have been on stream. And now it's Dre versus Cyrus.
Okay.
Okay. So we're moving on straight into round 3. That's fine.
Classic.
Let's see. Yeah, on loser side. Damn, Maho Shoujo, the second seed, round 1 losers. This is not how I expected this to go. But you know, I think he plays. I think he's stronger on loser side. We've seen him in a couple of top 8s and grand finals. He definitely can make it happen. Like, I'm pretty sure it's him and Nemo are the premier bangs.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think in general, most bangs definitely play.
Something about that character. Yeah. Something about that character just makes people like, yo, I'm gonna just drop 1,000 hours on him and see where that gets me. And
I'm gonna clutch up on that a bit. Like, yeah, let me clutch up on this character a little bit. But here we go. Drave versus Cyrus. Drave, of course, sporting. Drave, truly the strongest warrior of Central Fiction to really stick it out on Makoto. It's a true miracle, but you know, where else are you really gonna get such investment in high quality Makoto gameplay?
Sometimes a character just speaks to you, you know. And Drave, of course, good testament to that. Stuck around with her. He flew all over the world. To play her. In both the US. Where else? Like, I've seen him in Greece. I've seen him in the US. Where else has Drake traveled?
Went to Belgium. I mean, pretty much if there's a CF bracket, you can find Drave there.
Yeah, I think like last year, or maybe it was this year technically, he got super ham on traveling everywhere.
Yep.
But yeah, Cyrus, of course, as we've seen earlier, he definitely knows how to optimize this Susanoo, get the seals he wants, pop the damage, offensively using that overdrive, securing himself active flow as well. Quick 6D overhead, auto-confirm it. Yeah, DP finally on the table.
That's definitely one of the things you have to watch out when playing into Susanoo, is that they definitely have sort of their go-to strings where you can typically call them out on it. For example, you can find after the 6B, like Susanoo has some very defined mix-up points that they a lot of times default to, but 5B into 6D is a new one.
Hey man, legitimately, sometimes just put an overhead in a weird spot and you'll be surprised how often that works.
Very true.
That said though, I don't think Drave is that flustered with it because he definitely has spades and spades of Susanoo experience. I'm pretty sure he plays like, you know, Lucas quite often in, like over there in Poland. And during his visit to the US, I'm pretty sure he played a bunch of games with Ice School. Or was it Adroth? I don't know. One of them two. All right, got a
Part,
nice
part of
little
the thing as
knockdown.
well is that when you play a bit of a low tier warrior character, right, is that you do have to just simply swallow the fact that there's going to be some characters that are going to be very privileged into you, and that's the lifestyle you chose.
Yeah. But the nice part about, like, you know, if you really find a character that gels with you, even if they are weak, you find the way. You find solutions to these weird options, and you find unique strengths, which I wonder whether Drave is going to show it off, because he has been able to experiment quite often with, like, Kara drives to quickly reposition himself. Now, of course, I don't think he has that much of a reason to do it in this matchup, but we'll see.
We'll see for now, but another big 60. Oh, big bait. Thankfully for Drave, though, the meter on the deck to be able to RC and make it safe. Looking to airstring a little bit, but didn't find a DP for the knockdown, but comes flying in with the Asteroid Vision into the JC, and that is going to be the round. A very long round at that. Both players kind of dancing around one another, and you can immediately see that the burst gauges have recovered quite nicely here into this final round of Game 1, as we're likely to expect that both players will get their burst either for a do-over or they might be popping it for OD, and Drave, very much an OD enjoyer.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I think both of these players are definitely the type to, like, use OD offensively to convert, like, a stray hit into, like, a very sizable amount of damage. And for Susanoo, it's going to be unlocks, corner carry, like, you know, Drave being able to confirm just about anything into JB OD. And of course, Cyrus would being able to, like, 5B, 5C, OD, and then, like, go to town with all the available specials.
Look at the movement here coming out from Drave, right? We saw earlier that the weird reset situation. He ran underneath to try and quickly catch him off guard. Baits out the throw attempt there, or throw tech attempt, excuse me. And Drave is going to clutch it up with a much cleaner round here, taking the first game in the set.
I love that. I love when, like, both players are mashing rematch so fucking hard. You just get that frame one, like, you know, when two of the exact same audio files play at the same time, it just gets boosted for some reason.
Yeah, they overlap. Yeah, exactly. Shoutouts to like very fast multi-hit counter hits. Nice, big 6A, getting the jump out attempt there from Cyrus, and just going straight into the overhead there on Wake Up. This is going to be good damage, and currently Cyrus not too pressed about it, not seeing the burst come out yet, but ooh, it's a functional anti-air.
Yeah. Being able to convert that as well, of course, Cyrus was not quite ready. Might have been a Makoto moment as well. But that is such a huge privilege. Like, you know, it moving forward during the animation means to steal the corner by just pressing it.
Well, you do
rather you get out of the corner.
They block it or something, or they get hit by it, because if that thing whiffs, oh my goodness.
You're crouching too.
Yep.
Oh wow, that recovered so fast. All right. Drape corner now. Active flow available for Cyrus. That's his reward for holding on to that overdrive.
Yeah, but we still haven't seen him pull the trigger on anything just yet. It does get opened up by the low here, and I think Drave maybe could find the damage here. With Makoto, it's a bit of a question mark as always. No, just like the tragedy there. So many hits and only 2.8. We do see immediately going into the super here to try and create a little bit of space, but one solid touch here from Drave will end this round. Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure Drave is covered. Okay, a little bit of dash block into the nice snipe on the air approach with that 6A. Drave is moving on to set point over Cyrus. Though that heavy burst advantage coming into play as he pops overdrive, get that spin unlock. DP is already on the table. Grand Viper. Good block on the overhead.
Whoa. Oh, wow. Okay.
The 6C, that reached. I'm crazy. Oh, what a move. What beats Asteroid Vision.
Absolutely. Now we see the slow chase down here from Drave, trying to push Cyrus into the corner, but with the life lead that Cyrus has, he can take it slow, although the one time he decides to make the approach, he gets cleanly anti-aired here. Now, back near towards the corner, finds the DP, RC, the run under for the side swap. Beautifully done, has that level 2 spin dash on the table, baits out the parry, but no punish. Good throw tech from the side of Drave, but we see the 2A mash, and I think that should be plenty of damage. It is Susanoo, this character, just will murder you.
If he wants you dead, you're dead. But yeah, regarding that, like, you know, he baited out the parry. I honestly think he was baiting DP because he was spaced quite far out. But the thing is, Makoto has so many different reversal options. Like, they're not the best in at what they do. They're very, like, selective about what they deal with. But, like, just having so many of them means, like, you have to answer them differently.
Yeah.
All right.
Alrighty, good little opener, the overhead, and there it is. Finally, Cyrus popping the burst. I believe I'd like to think he was hanging on to it for such a long time to find an OD opportunity, but simply just believed in the long game vision. However, this is a big jump in here for Drave. The damage is going to be pushing just, barely 3.1k, but it's all about that corner position as well as the meter on the table finds a low. No burst available here for Cyrus.
Oh, I see flashing lights. He drops it though. RC for the extension. Oh, that was actually smart. Like, our throw was definitely quite a high possibility there, but he was a bit too far out. He just wanted to extend the pressure with that 2B. And Drave is going to be taking it over Cyrus, which means that he is going to be moving on to face Panda over in winner semis? Yes, winner semis. I'm getting better at this.
Yeah, I mean, it's just challenge decides to shift everything up one, right? Where what they consider semifinals is already winners finals and such. It's at least, like, it's just so funny considering the difference between Start.gg and Challenge, where Challenge just lets you make these brackets really quickly, and Start.gg has to have you make this whole, like, event, or like, you have to start up an event page, and then inside there you have to put the bracket, what game, etc., etc., like all these extra steps, whereas you just want to click the button and say, like, give me my bracket now.
Yeah, I remember, I forgot what tournament it was, but it was an online tournament handled through Start.gg, and I was not ready for you gotta check in, you gotta play, you gotta put the result of the first match, you gotta agree on the result of the first match, put the result of the second match. And it's like, I was so used to Challenge, it's like, yep, 2-1, his way, my way, done, move on.
Yeah.
I guess it's nice how they can both serve their own purpose, I suppose. Like, for if you want like something really official with like, long-term stats, because like, both websites do track your stats.
Yep.
But I feel like when it comes to Start.gg, you see a lot more info about the player.
It's also easier to get the info on the player. I'd rather see one bracket website to rule them all, but ideally, competition breeds innovation. But we'll see. But what we will be seeing instead is probably two of the most freakish characters in the game. One certainly in contention for the top 1 spot, but boy, do they love releasing their button and having something else do the work for them.
Oh boy. Negative Edge is such a nefarious concept. What do you mean I can attack without any animation on my part?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But cool to see a big old Carl player coming up. Would be very interesting if they can make it all the way to Outplayed regardless. But
now I can see how Maho Shoujo may have lost her in the bracket, because like Carl can just do that.
Yeah, I mean, Carl, which is the crazy part, is typically with these puppet characters across the different games, you'd find that they become very weakened when they are isolated from their secondary character. But Carl in himself is still a very, very good character on his own.
Yeah. Like, obviously, health on the lower side, but he has some decent buttons. He has like a freakish way to approach with Allegretto RC. He can always summon the sister behind him if he ever gets a hit. But yeah.
Yeah, but currently, Ignis able to just play it patiently, knows about the risk. You see him not being too proactive, trying to play it a little slower here, hoping to just find the right cloud and maybe get the correct touch there to just sequence Carl to death, because Carl doesn't have a true meterless reversal. He does have his Vivances to try and involve certain properties, but when you get put in the blender like this is how you can take entire games. No matter what kind of player you're up against, these are just unseeable sequences where now we're just going to be pushing for that unblockable.
Yeah, I saw the double 5A, and I knew he was trying to set up the unblockable. Of course, Ignis, one step ahead, was just mashing the reversal. Like, you're gonna go for it, and if you mess up, I'm out. And of course,
damage though, he had the reset in between there, so 2S getting completely blindsided by the situation, gets the entire round just thieved away from him. Was a really good opener, but I think in Ignis's case, he was just just churning out that super, because the moment there was a slight error and there was a gap even from 2S, we saw the super rock.
Bro. Mori, what were you cooking? Giving one of the most volatile characters, being able to run away with everything, a 7-frame reversal super that leads into Curse!
Yep.
What do you mean?
He needs it, bro.
At least make it like, make him have to RC it or something.
No. Can't have that. This poor
Right,
little
yes, man.
character who's being bullied by all these other characters. We can see
cool.
Ignis trying to like use
Kill
the
the
multi-hit
doll.
of JB to just bleed away at the doll's health. Oh, good burst bait. Unfortunately, not able to get the punish, but this is a Carl doll, and the meter is more a suggestion, if anything.
Oh god, we set into the 6A. Okay, just a
Oh.
bar 5A would take that. That's curse any day of the week. And like you mentioned, Carl, no reversal options, and he's waiting for that OD to come back. He probably wants to try guard cancel if anything.
Yeah,
But
the problem with like, I was about to say like, oh yeah, the doll's position pretty good for a counter assault here, but Arukune, he's already difficult enough to burst. Imagine trying to do something with counter assault to escape his pressure.
oh, that was such a prime opportunity. Ada was actually tanking all of the 2C hits, and like 2X was just not quite ready to capitalize on that. Have to keep it very simple in order not to kill the doll.
Ooh, that 5A check before the 2D activates there. Opportunity now for Ignis to find the hits. Does go for a little tricky reset there, but unfortunately doesn't need to curse just yet. And 2S is able to navigate himself back towards his doll, but Ada is disabled for the time being here. Now look at the escape, but these massive normals to his name. The RC to push the damage a little bit further, trying to kill the time for the doll to recover.
And she's back. you had one chance. You beefed it. Block this again.
Block,
Very
though.
good. Yeah, very good block on a crossover.
Oh, burst baiting. Fortunately, did not bite there.
What do you mean that clash?
I'm surprised that lost, or like the fact that it clashed in itself was an issue, because that anti-air does not lose.
Oh god, I just realized, Ignis, you have to win right now because your berry is almost shredded.
Yeah, but it's a pretty good spot to be in, right? They're just letting these bugs rip. We do find the jump. Oh, the bug
Yeah,
barely
but-
escaping the wrong way.
Yeah, and then now as soon as Cruz was out, that's a guard cancel on this. The same for Ignis, countered it from the doll. He's trying to make something happen. JB lands. The shark goes the wrong way. He's just stalling for time. 9 seconds.
That was kind of bold there from Ignis, because I get the vision, right? Just keep pressing JB, especially while Ada's there, so that she can't activate properly. But at the same time, you do induce a one-sided hit stun in yourself, right? Because it's just between you and the doll. Carl's free to move.
Yeah, but you know, JB also has like damn actives in front of it extended, so it's not the easiest thing to like swing into JB trying to hit it.
Normally, I'd agree, but Carl has some really disgusting disjoints.
And honestly, genuine question: why?
Yeah, no, actually, why? I don't know. He just has them. Like his 5C is literally unfuckable with.
God. And of course, like I understand some of the design decision behind this move, stuff like, you know, the 63, the one that's like, you know, it catches and launches you. It needs to be long total duration so he can like maneuver and set up the doll in the ways he needs to. But the stuff that enables, you just saw like as soon as he managed to, even when he was without the doll, he managed to get an Abari 5A out. By the time he was done with the combo, Ada was like 60% back. Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, granted, he did use an RC in between there just to pick up from the
True.
the flick, but I get your point. It's definitely there to reposition the doll, but just the amount of time you can buy to recover doll is it's something. It certainly is something. But here we go, a very high card matchup we got here. Mr. Sir Panda himself versus Drave, probably two of our favorites here to take it all.
Yeah, we've seen these two play each other quite often. Of course, no big surprise to see them both in top 8. Honestly, they're both like, I would say, top 4 material at least. Panda, are we doing like, you know, the bounty thing on Panda right now?
Probably.
Oh. Well, let's see if Drake can take it then. Good IBs with the barrier creating the space. Nice block on the overhead. Panda is not playing around.
Nice throw tech. Good air stalls there, able to punish out an anti-air attempt. And just like that, gonna be setting up the doll. A little bit of stagger pressure. Drave looking to jump back away, but does find the entry in the end. The OD pop, both players staring each other down. Not a whole lot of damage done just yet, but that 2-1 for a doll call into the mix-up. Good blocks. However, it's very difficult when Sir Panda is just free to move around while the doll is still very much active.
Alright, stall for time. Get Ignis back. BS on the table. Interesting.
Oh!
Yeah, that's gonna be dead. No need for any additions. But yeah, I was actually interested that he went for Bias there, because usually Panda did tell me he goes for Bias when Ada is low on gauge, because that's like super value on how much offense you can mount from how little Ada gauge you spend.
Yeah.
Because he values like spending like 8 on like 3/6Ds more than just Bias. But yeah, it did end up working out. Drave did mess up the clash sequence.
I think you do run the risk, of course, when you opt to use Bios that way, that you can you're gonna be kind of exposed when the doll inevitably craps out. But right now, Drave finding the corner here with Pandas back towards it, gonna be using the burst there to not suffer too much damage. That 6A starter is, of course, quite lovely there for Bokoto, but immediately being pushed towards the other side of the screen, trying to jump away, finds a big counter, but no conversion. Ignis is currently disabled here, tries to go for a sneaky. Was that purple throw attempt?
That was definitely a purple throw attempt. Like Panda definitely does not care if you take the purple throw or not. The whole point of it is just the amount of time it kills. Same idea as Carl with the 63. I forget what button it is, but yeah, he just does purple throws, and he if you don't tech it, funny, I'll take the extra damage. But even if you do tech it, he's in a good position gauge wise.
Yeah, and I assume also just the pushback you get is decent. Oh, wow, okay, the DP able to slip on through, so now a little bit of a moment where he is without the doll, but nevertheless able to find a few hits. But this is exactly the situation, right? Dual BIOS expires, you are without Ignis, exposed on your own, but you can see the comfort that Sir Panda has in this situation, experience of just constantly going for this type of playstyle, how familiar you would have to be with these options. And there comes the drill, able to set up the... Oh!
What a devious lead lay that was. Avoiding the... Was that avoiding the CA? Evil.
Yes. Oh my goodness, what a hard call out there.
And the thing is, though... Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, to be fair, like, you can use the doll to extend the pressure continuously, but at the same time, like, it's still a very immaculate read, because most players can try to tough it out, block it out, see if they could find something else, but it's a bold challenge against Aurelius. And so for Sir Panda to figure that, oh, he has 50 meters, surely he wants to interact his way out of this one.
I mean, especially, like, that was such a juicy counter assault, man. He was his back to the corner. If that CA hits, especially counter hit, that's free Oki. The doll is behind you. The doll is actually going to be offline if it connects. But that's not going to matter, as now Drave gets the hit. That's probably going to go into Orb Oki. Yeah, looks like it.
Trying to squeeze out every last bit of damage. Finds the overhead, but no conversion. Plus frames, though. And an excellent little confirm there off of the pickup there. Is going to be netting a good chunk of damage. Do we have enough to go for the kill here? We see the CT, and there comes the super. And of course, just going straight into the highest level, or attempting to go to the highest level as possible. As we've seen Drave notorious for letting that super rock out just to recover more burst gauge.
Yeah. Thing is, though, like, it was also like Ragnar was... sorry, not Ragnar. Panda was not on like a pixel, because the second hit cannot kill, but it can set you at 1 HP. I don't think in this type of situation he's gonna go for the taunt kills, because it is an RNG chance.
I think with what's on the line, I mean, if you can pull it off with a taunt kill, right, that's aura. But again, with what's on the line, I fully understand just taking it a very consistent approach.
Good patience, not running into that 4D. Ignis is almost out. Fallen JC buys him the time that he needs. Plus frames Venom.
Ooh. Blowing up a throw attempt there from Drave. Now going to be dragged all the way into the corner. Decent amount of damage, but it's all about that. Oh my goodness. The lead lay on the mash attempt. I think he was more so looking for that DP, but nevertheless, the situation coming out some positive there for... Oh my god.
Because though, I feel like...
as well. And the purple throw.
Oh, that was nasty. When I'm thinking back to that lead lay, though, I genuinely think what Drave was doing was correct. Because he was just kept mashing 2A, right?
Yeah.
Because that should have checked the doll activating, and the actives should be extended perhaps to cover the recovery of the lead lay. But it just they just never lined up properly, which is very tragic.
Yeah, sometimes it's usually on this like small interaction when you think about like, let me press into doll, or like anything where you're trying to plan around your active frames extending due to clashes or just these type of strange interactions. It can be very variable. It's very difficult to really plan these out to a T.
Absolutely. All right, Orboki on the side of Dre, clips him low. Panda trying to jump most likely.
Ooh.
All right. trying to buy some time. Zoning?
Drave, we might want to block those.
I mean, he has such a life lead. Panda does need to go in eventually. Does not dash deep enough for the throw as Drave is gonna take himself a game. Was that 1 or 2?
That is game 2. It's 1 apiece right now. And considering that it is only the semifinals, we only have 1 more game left between these two before one gets sent down to the loser side.
Yes, mate. And of course, I'm pretty sure the winner of this guarantees himself a jersey.
Yes.
So, you know, that's something.
That's cool. Battle for the jersey.
entry fee. It's almost 100 euro.
Wait, I haven't registered for Outland Day. What do you mean it's almost 100 euro?
Yeah, the early bird is gone. So it's
I know
about
the early bird
80,
is gone.
80 euro or something, but I mean, I'll just give 100 euro because fuck it.
Alright, fair enough.
Go register if you haven't already. But to be fair, a lot of players were kind of riding on this here to...
I mean, I did not get my holidays approved yet, so that was that's my excuse.
True.
Alright, good pressure on Panda, reverses the corner situation. Good IBs and barrier from Dre, but he's blurred, like, he's out of barrier due to the CT. Active flow on the side of Panda. This is hurting many. Bios. Yeah, good clash cancel, got himself out. Ignis now out. This is an opportunity for Drave.
Yeah, see the run up, just trying to escape the corner for the time being. This is one of the good things on the side of Makoto, is that run speed, of course, that she can quickly clear the screen and just reposition. Or at times, right, when you think like, okay, the gameplay is being played a little slow, all of a sudden you see just Drave running at lightning speed and then tapping you in the head.
Oh god!
The time stone?
Yeah, he almost got it. Like, I'm pretty sure Drave was already burying it, but it looked like he got hit.
Oh my god, what is that movement from her as well? And OD just came flying across the screen and snatched him up good. Sir Panda now on set point here. Both players around equal on the burst gauge, but already we can see the Immaculate Control coming out. Ignis just taking all that space, making it so difficult for Drave to make his entry.
Yeah, and then Drave is getting these stray hits, but like, you know, maybe not believing, maybe not being ready. Just like, you know, that JB just was completely not able to convert into a knockdown. Letting Panda slip away. 4D, that's conversion? Not quite. Good IBs, but we went low this time. Oh, backdash gets clipped by the overhead.
Try to push this extension out, get him all the way into the corner, gets that micro dash, and that is the finisher there. Stuck in the corner, the no tech, but not ready to fully confirm. And just like that, we see Sir Panda escape, using the momentum burst there to keep him trapped to the corner, looking to parry his way out, but Sir Panda already in nowhere. So many times he's deployed the dual bios, and it was really patient there for the first interaction that the opponent might try.
Panda caught on to Drake's habit of trying to jump the 214C into the tail. That's a command grab. He didn't jump it. Even though Ignis is out, we tech that. This might still be a kill.
I think.
SMP save me.
SMP won't save you. Just even on that minuscule damage, it's more than enough there. Sir Panda finishing it up 2-1 against Drave and putting himself in a position to guarantee himself a jersey.
I have not seen Panda wear any type of jersey. I wonder if we actually convince him to do it. But yeah,
he's gotta.
He's gotta.
Especially if you win and you get your entry. Like top 3, I think being entry paid stipulation was you are now officially sponsored by EUO bi-weekly.
Do we know what the handle is gonna be? Is it just EUOBi?
It's a EUOBi.
No, EUOBi.
Oh, just EUOBi. I see.
Yeah.
Fair play. Yeah, that's gonna be Panda sitting pretty on the winner's side of winners finals. Like I said, guaranteed top 3 finish, which means guaranteed jersey and entry fee. But yeah, we're gonna be moving on to our next match, winner's side, which should be Ignis up against Calazon, man. I'm really interested in who this Calazon man is.
Oh,
because he's seated high.
Don't forget we have a online prize pool as well.
That is correct.
Payout top 4 thanks to you.
Yeah, if you guys check out the match Reno, you guys can of course contribute to it as well. Do we have codes this time around?
Unfortunately
not. We fought so hard for it!
Yeah, we can't apply for codes right now. Don't know why. Yeah, it is what it is. So the last 2 events were without codes. I hope we get the codes back for next week.
Damn. It's tough out in the streets. Like the bar just keeps getting higher and higher, huh?
Yeah, I
they
mean,
don't
it's
really just
free
let
money.
anybody
No one wants to give free money.
Oh, Kagura? Or is that just a funny Kagura custom?
No, I think so. Lumbria mentioned it, but it is a Spanish Kagura. The moment they said Spanish Kagura, I remember now. It's like, yeah, that
Yeah,
Calazon.
yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, now that I mention it, he was at Evil Friends, wasn't he? He got second or third at the BB side bracket, I believe. There, yeah, I do remember that. I did see his name in that top 8er, and somebody wants revenge against him. I wonder who it is. I forgot. Maybe it was Sly. But yeah, now that you mention it, yeah, I finally get to see him play. Let's go.
Yeah. So we're gonna be facing off against Ignis, which is gonna be no small feat, especially for the likes of Kagura. It's a bit rough at times, where the slow movement speed you have with how floaty and annoying this character likes to play in the air, and the fact that like your only way to really get up there is to try and meet him in the skies, go for that JC to swat him back down, or look to snipe with 6C. But those are just such high committals where when the moment you're already trying to set up for that, the Arcune player is already licking their lips like, this is perfect. They're exactly in my engage spot.
And it's like it's not like you can win the damage race, because you get touched sometimes, you just die. But I do think it might just be a question of how many times can Calazon sneak in that charge for Faf, for BFAF, in order to have an answer for that air approach, right? Early OD, almost no curse to work with, so that's an easy take. Oh, the bug might actually max out the combo. Never mind, that's curse. That's all I care. A core bear.
Yeah, now we're same as always. You get put in this position against Arcune, and there's very little you can do other than just try to survive. I think the only one we've seen who competently had a plan to escape these sequences has been Dullahan.
Yeah, unfortunately, he is not here with us today. I'm assuming that's because he cannot make it to Outplay, but it's unfortunate. What can he do? But Calazon not being able to block the second set of curse from Ignis. Now, of course, usually, like, fully optimal Arakuni can kill you from just one curse. But whenever he doesn't, he does give you that one more shot at life, and it's up to you to make the most out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. We see the Wyvern attempt there, just maybe being able to clip his opponent into getting a nice counter hit to move on forward from. But the slow walk-up throw, good throw, text the awareness, doing anything and everything in his disposal to try and get some kind of touch, but just like that, it's trapped in the corner. Here are the bugs, trying to survive his best for now, but the cross-ups are just too great. However, the conversions aren't too great yet.
And finds the spot to CFAF out. Extension? No, just plays the...
Wow, that was a bold step to go for that 5DA forward dash.
Oof. Alright, Burst avoids the bugs, so there's no curse buildup. Double I being in... Oh my god, that clash! Kill this man!
Oh, that clash was so clutch. It's also I think he clashed and he did the backdash cancel, which let him escape, which is very impressive stuff.
I think even on Clash, if the first hit makes contact, there is no hitbox anymore. The only hitbox remaining on Arakune is just the laser itself. You can legitimately walk forward and not get clipped by it, by some characters.
Okay, finds a counter spell window, but just like that, gets the Wyvern punished out. The CFAF, though, doing anything and everything here, but 6DB, I don't know if that's the wave.
Oh, no. He made the 2C whip, but he was afraid of something, just disengages and stuff. RC on the side of Ignis. 2DA is blocked. Time is running out. He gets the 6C! He can kill in time!
He can. This is the start he was looking for. It. Oh my goodness, clutching it out at the very end, using every drop of resource available to his disposal. 3 seconds on the clock, and of course, able to regenerate a lot of burst gauge thanks to all of that time.
Yeah, and it all started from that stray C5, just sent it. And now that cloud built up so much curse that this is really dire. C5 baited completely, burst baited! Oh no! Ignis looking to run away with it. A really dire situation indeed. Guard break was not holding barrier, was not building charge. Oh, I did not navigate out. To be fair, the bell bug was right there. That was very, very weird situation.
Yeah, it's exactly like you said, right? Bell bug there to make sure you at least have to respect it for a little bit, but immediately deploying out the bug super there to generate half the curse gauge, because on block it's half, on hit it's the whole bar.
Oh,
And then
jeez.
immediately dropping down the spiders to finish off the deal, just to keep you all trapped in the meanwhile. Because like any attempt for Kagura to try and clear that screen space, if you think about Wyvern, there's a bit of startup before he actually starts slinging himself across. Alternatively, trying to run, well, Kagura is a bit of a slow runner. 2B, maybe? Maybe 2DB could be the wave?
It has a decent amount of like quick movement. I wonder whether it would be able to low profile the Bullbug or not.
Patience on Ignis here, just trying to reaction check everything and look for a window, but the BFAF able to hit on the ground though, but unfortunately dropping there. I think maybe Arcune weird hitboxes might be a play. Blocks the EA, but again, the BFAF. Bring it back down to the ground, going for the side swap, but a beautiful...
That's fine.
Yeah.
Managed to actually defuse that curse by getting hit out of the air. And now Ignis, no curse available at all. Good IVs, extension, good fuzzy jump against the 2DA. Tries to frame trap with the command grab, but a bit too far out. That would have worked if he was closer. And now you're cursed for that trouble.
Yeah, just look at it. I like this from Ignis, right? The patience to try and wait it out a little bit, and then immediately when the window presents itself, just jumping straight in there, full curse on the table, and we are down to nearly finding the kill there. Baits out the BFAF.
That is a questionable burst. Gets the command grab, but there's not going to be too much damage. Gets the low, recent to the overhead, nothing. Ignis is actually might just be reacting to these. He's young.
He's young. He's still got a whole life ahead of him. And to be fair,
You chose to spend it playing Aracune.
Based. Oh wait, party time. That's the burst there from. Yeah,
okay, this is actually working out on the side of Calzonius. Like, even though you lost this round, diffusing that burst for next round is such a huge deal on a big damage character like Kagura. And he managed to get back to 30%, which is like as if he had wasted OD.
That's true, but I think overall you'd still want to do all that to win the round.
Oh yeah,
because you really need to get the momentum early against Aracune. And having a round to sacrifice in case things go wrong is so valuable. But currently we can see some really strong momentum, sets up the orb, and finally one of these overheads not being reacted upon, and immediately you can find Calazon doing the maximum, but the 2DC second hit not hitting, but the BFAF able to just barely scratch in the end. A perfect there for Calazon to respond with, and we are still on set point for Ignis, but Calazon man with a chance.
Yeah, like you saw that round basically went perfectly for Calazon, and like Ignis still doesn't have overdrive.
I think the concern is more for Calazon because how perfect the round went. It just puts Ignis ahead in the burst gauge situation. But currently we can see that probably we will find that Calazon gets his burst back earlier. However, being stuck in the corner, holding these bug pressure, it's very difficult. Good blocks thus far. Overhead reacted to, and the CFAF waiting it out slightly. Crossover to the same side, big counter hit, and that's the burst response there from Ignis.
He did not build charge in time. Like, if only he was able to like sneak in a few more times where he could just like get that BFAF out because he built charge in the air or something similar to that. But it's not easy. Like, you know, oh no, clipped by a stray bug, that's curse. Yeah, CA got off of me, but there's still 70% curse left. Barrier about to come out.
Oh, didn't barrier block when he needed to. Though that last bit of curse is still very tricky with the mix-ups. Ignis is the person to beat currently. I think he's been basically 2-0ing everybody that comes across.
It comes with the character, man.
Not only that, like Ignis. Oh no, of course, Avoid Zero managed to take one game, but it's the character for sure. But there is degrees to it, as with any character, where what you can see happen a lot with Ignis's Aracune, and this is the most critical part about playing Aracune at a higher level, is finding these resets. Because a lot of people will just kind of try to take their hand off the stick and look at your curse gauge and be like, all right, I'll just survive this, because probably you're just repeating them in a sequence where you actually just keep on blue beating. So if I just keep not teching and you just keep repeating these hits, you're going to waste your curse out. But Ignis has these sequences timed such that if you try that, you get picked up by one of the bugs in a whole new combo and all that damage to come afterwards.
Yeah, like the resetting that scaling. Like, you saw what happened against 2S, right? Like, you didn't even realize, wait, where was the reset? He's already dead.
Yep.
But yeah, that's going to be Of course, Ignis securing himself a top 3 finish as well when he's going to be facing off against Panda on winners finals. That's going to be it for the winner side for the time being. We're going to move on to loser side where we have our top 8 already figured out. Is this top 6? No, it's top 8. So yeah, we're going to have Cyrus, who managed to make it through loser sides, beating High Axel, going to be facing off against Maho Shoujo, who from round 1 losers was just clearing house. Ivanic, who we saw in the Hazama earlier, slain. Void, who we saw earlier today as well, bodied. Enigma, body bag. And now he's going to be he's in top 8, looking to continue his streak to see if he can take on Cyrus, the Susanoo, which wouldn't be the first time he's up against Susanoo, of course. But on the other side, we have 2S, who we saw earlier against Ignis. Of course, with a heavy upset against Maho Shoujo earlier today as well. He's going to be facing off against Ipelde, who is a new name for me, unless you're aware of him.
New name for me as well.
I see. Ended up dropping to loser's side round 1 thanks to Cyrus. Bro, that name is coming up a lot today, huh? But yeah, loser's side round 1, but taking over Nidori, taking over Don Weepo and the mystery man Don Pilote. Pitote, I'm sorry, I apologize. But yeah, now he's going to be facing off against 2S's Carl later on, right after this set. Seems like both players are in.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It should also be mentioned, quick shout out, of course, Tuki dropping the 50 on the on the match arena. So we're at 150 prize pool now.
Damn. Actually making it rain. Top 4 payout as well. So like, you know, both Drave. Second, third. No, not quite yet.
Ignis and Panda have already guaranteed themselves a cut.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe Drave and Calazon, they were like 1 game off from like, you know, contending for that payout, but I think they need to win loser semis as well. All right. What do we got?
Yeah, so we're just waiting for. Is
waiting
Calazon
for...
still in the room holding the match?
Oh god, he is.
Someone still in the room?
Yeah,
no, both players are in, but Calazon is still in the room, so he hasn't passed. There we go.
Sorry, I had to do something in the background.
Oh, good.
Yeah, man.
We just noticed.
You're juggling more than everyone else.
Some people really just finish their set and they just go to the bathroom or something.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, you know, if you lose against Arcuden in winter side that close to like, you know, a guaranteed like, you know, payout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'd be probably like, you know, in the streets screaming right now.
Yeah, I'd punch on drywall too. But here we go. Cyrus versus Maho Shoujo, making his grand return to the online side of business. But currently we're seeing the black screen of doom.
Oh, which, no, please. We were doing so good.
It's must happen once in a while, you know, type shit.
We were so close. Yeah, I don't think this match might be happening. Oh, crap.
Oh, I mean, one more chance. One more try.
Yeah, we lost Cyrus.
Okay, I guess it's just a little disconnect thing. Because the worst thing you want to, or like the thing you would not want to happen is that both players simply cannot connect to one another. They can connect to everyone else just fine.
Oh, but that's the worst. Well, hopefully that's not what happens. Usually, like not usually, but sometimes it does end up like, you know, working itself out after a hiccup of 2. So we're gonna give Cyrus another shot, but yeah,
just wait for him to come back. But yeah, Maho, not a frequenter of playing in the online brackets, but more so a supporter from the shadows, right?
Yeah, more so just hosting his own like types of events over there in Hard Edge. Like, you know, he's hosting the beginner brackets for people, as well as the weekly exhibitions on they're on Thursdays now. So it's gonna be today's Tuesday, bro. What the hell? It's gonna be in 2 days.
Yeah. Maho's so funny, man, because he's like, you beat him offline and he's like a little rusty and he's like, I just need a lock-in session, bro. I just need a lock-in. Trust on God, I just need a lock-in. And then you know, he makes pretty far run in all these brackets, but then comes a little short, and it's all about the lock-in after that. But I try to play him, you probably watch me clean.
I mean, yeah.
Ung still got it.
Funnily enough, I think I only ever played Maho offline. I've never played him in bracket, like online. I think he played a little bit back when you suggested starting to do the whole like lobby invasion stuff, which I think are on Sundays now, and I think those are hosted by Don Weepo now.
Yeah.
But yeah, good start from Maho. Bumper out, of course. That's something we did not see Void use much. Good block on the overhead. Extension from the sweep thanks to the bumper.
Oh, jumping away from the command grab, however, not getting the punish still, though. Able to swap the side there. Staring him down, a little bit of patience, but taps him on the head. There is Ground Viper. Are we going to go for the DP or the spin dash? That's going to be the DP unlock.
Backdash, but that Funka is actually too slow. I thought it was going to catch the backdash.
Funny little super indeed. Able to avoid the D-nails there, but still, this Bang character is very fast indeed. Not able to get the finish, but air unblockable did not end up holding the barrier long enough.
Yeah, I don't think he was expecting to be locked down in the air that long by those nails. Ooh, Rasa 6D, what the?
The tech
TK Palm?
In case he, back rolled? It would have been hype.
And then now we're just seeing like, yo, what's the option you want to? That Fuzzy coming out.
Let's go, Fuzzy Wuzzy. I like this route. Hold on. And the DP unlock, that's excellent. Not the most amount of damage, but it's really good mix into critical seal unlock. Can't hate.
Yeah, that's actually like one of the nice things about Bang is having that toggle available. You're able to IED out and could like start pressing, stealing that corner. All right, and once again, being so vague with when the extension or reset is happening with Bang, like able to get that straight 5A, 3K seals. Damn, this Bang character is probably good with the poison that was extra damage on top of that. Gets the taco.
J2C able to slide in.
Yeah, I think it was a good start. He would have been able to double super there, but he's flashing. Do not. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do not astral this man.
Keep it consistent. Keep it clean. There we go. Maho Shoujo closing out that first game against Cyrus. I think one of the things that we're seeing here, kind of lacking from Cyrus, is I don't. Oh, hold up.
Oh, that's interesting.
Hold on. Let me hold my tongue for a bit here. Let me see. Do we have the? Whoa.
Lambda.
Okay, that I did not have in my bingo card.
I don't think this is a good matchup at all, honestly, because Lambda's drives come out on contact automatically. Can't Bang just like teleport to punish a lot of stuff?
Yeah, that's typically the response for like if we see the Monarch matchup chart for this character, you can see that Bang is primarily one of the Lambda must die type characters due to how he can skip past these projectiles. But so far, it seems to be working out pretty nicely here for Cyrus. Has Maho locked into the corner, finds the empty jump low, and pushing his damage quite neatly.
I was not paying attention. Do you know how many games he has on Lambda? Because it could just be like he's just more comfortable.
Double-digit games.
The only double-digit?
Yeah.
Damn. Might have been an offline character. Who knows? But yeah, it seems to, like you said, it's definitely been working out. Been able to run a clean sequence, active flow available, extension with the super. Oh wow.
Okay. Hold up.
Yeah,
how Cyrus has been displaying a lack of being in general, but I mean, if he could just look at the spacing, the anti-airing there. The patience now trapped in the corner, does escape, but the 5A anti-air is going to work out quite nicely. Not the craziest extension, but immediately going into the Kite Oki JB Exega Blade, able to find the reversal.
Yeah, and thanks to that gravity seed, that's going to be corner as well. Jesus, Lambda's a good ass character, you know that? Maybe I should learn her.
She's very decent indeed.
Ooh. Left the gap, 2D came out, even without guarding anything that still has a hitbox. Alright, active flow about to come online for Cyrus, but you're gonna have to survive this actually, because it's umbrella time.
Yeah, the CA attempt there. Man, that 2B was really clutch there from Maho to run in and then call out the backdash attempt with the 2B, because that move likes to really lunge in and make sure to get that hit.
Yeah, Maho was actually quite content by just doing hard callouts on backdashes, especially against people that like really love using them, stuff like Marakumos.
Ooh.
That was a 6D, so I think that was an intentional cross-up 6D.
Oh, OD pop does find a little bit of a match. The overhead connecting, but unfortunately, we see this mix-up come out a lot of times, but 2 times it's failed. The first time we saw it immediately going for the 6B overhead, and the second time it's just Maho going like, this looks fake as hell, I'm jumping JD.
Either way, I don't think it's gonna give Cyrus another chance to breathe. He has the meter for the kill. Won't even need it. Maho. Cyrus did have a pretty good round starting out, but I think Maho just like, oh yeah, okay, this is roughly how the Lambda matchup goes. Let me start twerking.
I mean, I think it wasn't really so much the matchup being played out, more so that Maho did have some really good call-outs, and also just kind of looking at the situation, like, this can't be real. Let me just jump and create a little bit of variability here. Because at the same time, right, like, trying to jump on wake up, unless you get caught in your jump startup, it puts you in the air, and that in itself is a little bit of a skill check on your opponent. Like, hey, do you have the means to get this hit confirm going or not?
Mm-hmm. And you know, there's the layer of JD behind it. It's not frame 1 armor, but it's pretty goddamn fast. Like, y'all obviously true meteors will beat it, but if you mess up, yeah, that's an easy out. I see Calazon in the lobby. You should pass or you should stay away for a bit. Because you're not playing Epelde, sir.
Mm-hmm. It's 2S's turn first.
Yes. You're fine to stay and if you want to watch the match, but yeah, you gotta pass that over. But yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I'm pretty sure Lambda can still meaty from that cross thunder the Cyrus was attempting, but yeah, I guess it's just like left a little bit of a gap every single time, and Maho was able to capitalize on it. Okay, we got another Kagura. That's what a match is.
Yeah, that's a grip, but ooh.
He's good.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kagura versus Carl is it's definitely gonna be one of those cases of like, yo, can Kagura run the momentum? But I think Vivadse really makes it kind of a pain to run some of his stance options.
Quite likely. Though being able to have an omnidirectional flash kick is really helpful. It does have the downside of you only get 1 attempt. So, like, you know how Ignis was able to just mash the super earlier against 2S, and when 2S messed up, he got it out? Yeah, you only got 1 shot at a flash kick as a Kagura.
Yeah. You had that buff, that charge immediately evaporating the moment you hold in that direction. I mean, there's a little bit of buffering you can do, but it's buffering to execute, not to resume charge.
Bro, imagine if charge partitioning was in the game. Not ready for that 2DA. And of course, one thing Kagura does have in this matchup is the sheer group of damage that he can put out. 2DA is one of the most rewarding overheads in the game.
Absolutely. Oh, able to get the ball out there. And immediately just on the slide gap, just letting that flash kick run. Epelde looking quite familiar with the routings on the side of Carl. Understands what sort of normal would lead to a gap that he can try to flash kick out.
Yeah, also you see him represent, like, he's trying to do a lot of like stance cancel type of pressure, which is something you don't see that many Kaguras do, honestly. But yeah, that's something that I love, because usually, like, you know, if you autopilot drive sequences, they have definite answers, and there is a very quick way for it to end without meter, of course. But yeah, by using the stance cancels, you keep things vague, and that is such a huge deal.
Yeah, it's also, it does help you reduce the recovery of certain moves. Not enough to be plus, but just enough to not be punished and create a little bit of variability. But the throw coming in very, very clutch there from the off-screen projector. Looking for that burst bait there in the damned if you do, damned if you don't type situation. But 2S staring him down. Unfortunately, not enough blinking on the flash kick. And that's going to be the first game going to Epelde.
And like, even though, like, you know, he had the meter to RC, Carl is one of the characters that can raw call out DPs completely, like, and deny the RC as he does it. He would be able to just, like, you know, roll through it. Because I'm pretty sure Faf will catch backdashes from most characters. I don't know about Carl. Carl might have a good backdash.
It's a pretty fast one, but I don't think it escapes something like Faf.
Ooh. Oh, raw 6C, even without a counter, that is a grip of damage. That was bursted and that's still the 3k.
I mean, if you can get a 6C stance cancel off, and that you only typically find that when you landed in the corner, that hurts a lot. You don't necessarily need a counter hit on it. Of course, if you do find a counter hit, holy.
Yeah, and good patience by Apelli again. Like, just kind of waiting. It's like, saw 2S taken to the skies. Like, ah, cool, free real estate.
Okay,
Let me
nice.
just Fafnir it out real quick. Ooh, RC with the extension. Oh god, I know Carl's not a high health character, but that was not quite enough. The orb is gonna finish the job though. Ipelde moving on to set point, is it?
Yeah, it's already set point. I mean, if you consider how Apelda has been moving with meter so far, it hasn't typically been too much to cover for options. It really believes in these flash kicks. So to just try and push damage there with the RC into super, putting 2S in that final hit situation, can't complain.
Yeah. And unfortunately, 2S falling for the good old left right, did not jump on the side of the 6D cancel. Ooh. Right, CA, keep him locked down in the corners, block the stagger. No, not the raw 6C. He still overcharged it.
A little bit overcooking, but there is again the flash kick. Of course, it's so much faster than the regular DP and just so much easier to get it out compared to it and to finish it off with it as well through the OD, no less, right? He had so much health to trade for it. He's like, that's all good. We just might as well let a flash kick rock real quick.
Yeah, it's so tragic. Like, to us, it seems like he just never got the grip of like when Ipelde wants to do these types of DPs, and he really did not give him a reason to stop doing flash kicks,
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like one of those things. Like, I understand, like, the risk reward is very heavily, like, it's very skewed when it comes to stuff like flash kicks or DPs. So you gotta represent the DPs, but you also gotta represent the DP baits. It works both ways,
Right. I fact checked my sources real quick because the 2S name was a little bit familiar, and I have seen him around in Exert actually.
Oh, Zato or
Yep.
a surprise pick? Okay, I see.
Zato. So just an in general puppet character enjoyer, and you can see the competency there is on a pretty good level with Carl, but at the same time, somebody being very trigger happy with flash kicks. If you can get one good bait out, Carl has the means to just drop 7k damage for fun.
And of course, like, usually people are way more likely and like way more brave to do these types of flash kicks when they have, like, meter as insurance. But like I mentioned, like, Carl's one of those characters that can be point blank, and you can just do a fancy roll, do some Oki with the doll, roll through. If you were to DP, you better make contact with the doll, otherwise you got nothing.
Exactly. Well then, let's see who we have up next on the plate. It's going to be Calazon versus Maho. I hope you aren't tired of the Kagura action just yet.
Yeah, I think this is gonna make it this is gonna make 4 Kagura matches in a row. Like, because after this we got Dre Ipelde, and we've just seen Ipelde can cook. He can cook.
Ipelde most definitely can cook. Like you mentioned before, we see a lot of Kagura players come out and they all have their quirks and their niches, and typically it's always impressive if they got their combos on deck, right? Because there's definitely some sequences that Kagura has, which is very, very simple combos, just, stance move into stance move into stance move. But some of the more harder confirms, fitting in these micro dashes, charging the what's the name? 8-2C or
Katamos.
Katamos, thank you, or BFAF and such between these strings is a really good mark of a player. But then you see the likes of Ipelde going for those stance cancels. Although a little too inspired now, Calazon immediately the flash kick rip, and Maho Shoujo ready for it with the bait and the full cash out here. Look at that, 3.6k damage down to 1 seal left.
Alright, misses the micro dash for that 5B, but it doesn't matter. The explosion nail for the coverage. Oh my god, I keep forgetting the bank has 2 air dashes. That is such a privilege. Goddamn.
Surprise.
Oh, bumpers out. That one actually messed him up. But yeah, because Calazon managed to roll out of the corner, he has to spend RC on this slide.
It's all good though. Oh, okay. CFAF actually able to hit its mark there. Usually when an opponent is able to jump over, CFAF cleanly whiffs, but Maho going for the taco kick ends up extending his hurt box, but that's okay. Calazon was down to that last pixel of health to begin with, meaning that all Maho needed was that one interaction. So we see, ooh, second hit of 2 DB.
I'm very much surprised that loss to the 6D loss there. All right, Maho finds himself once again in. Gets the jump. Overhead lands. This is going to be seals. With the poison as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be the full seal unlock. That means that Shikugeki is ready to rock, but we're just gonna go command grab into command grab. RC to look for the kill, and Maho Shoujo taking no prisoners. He's gonna finish the first game off quite comfortably here, and I don't think he even had to pop OD once.
Yeah, I mean, man's been on a tear ever since he got sent to losers bracket. He's angry. Like he looks to be continuing the streak, unless Kalazan can put the brakes on it.
I think with Hoon's earlier PSA, it's up the stakes a bit because you kind of have it in the back of your head like, okay, entry fee paid for. What does that mean? And then he just says, oh, that's 80 euros. They're like, oh, okay, third and second do matter.
Whoa. Of course, Kagura's EA using the 2DA animation does move forward quite a bit. Countered 6D. That's a pickup, sir. Nothing too big though, by the looks of it. Right. Double jump into air backdash. Man, this character can move.
Whoopsies. And that's the full seals on the table. Shikugeki ready to rock. The bumper set. First block on the low. Flash kick in the overhead. No more bumpers for you, sir. But we see that Maho backs away a little bit. Stagger pressure. Finds an opening. Beautiful counter hit. Brought in towards the corner. Didn't really know what to do from there. Trying to go for the RC off the CFAF, but immediately utilizing this bumper to get the side swap. Doesn't get the full pickup, but just lets the DP whiff. And that is set point for Maho.
Yeah, Kalazan did get the reversal of the situation with that flash kick RC, but he was just a bit too eager. Pressed that 2C a little bit too early. And now Maho was on set point, but Kalazan challenging. Does not want to go out like that yet. Ooh, that's a big hit. Didn't cancel it.
And the 5A panic mash there, looking to desperately get that anti-air running, but instead having to burst out as Maho still not being prompted, not pressed to press his DP just yet. And this could be full seals right here, or just keeping it at one away. No, this is the JD, but immediately runs back in. 5C connecting, overhead secured, pushing his damage. Should he find the kill here? Pops the OD.
Yeah, with OD Daifuka, he drops it! CFAP hit him from behind, working out 2DB. That's a confirm. Maho is flashing though, able to represent these metered reversal options. But Kalazan is a one hit away. Baits it! Ah! He went into 2DA instead of 5DA. That is so tragic. I think he could have been able to armor through it, but with the Daifunka... No, not Daifunka. Wait, it is Daifunka.
It was
Daifunka reverse. Yeah. For some reason, I thought it was called something else.
I don't know. I think just in general, it was a solid reaction on the side from Maho when he saw that air stance, because you think like 5DA or maybe 6DA as an option to try and escape. You still have to line to the ground and go for the startup of the stance move, giving maybe Daifunka the right amount of space. Because, like, okay, they're going to the startup of the move, and it's not going to be, like, there's still a bit of time before the invulnerability or the guard point kicks in. And even then, right, like, unless it's 60A where the Daifunka whiffs, he has that 50 meter to RC and then keep the turn running.
The only thing I was worried about is, like, you know, of course, I still think that was a direct call out to doing stance move out of JD, because I feel like unless he was lower than I thought, I think if Kalazan did nothing and he just kept floating there, stalling in the air, I think he would have sailed over the Daifunka.
I was considering the same thought, but I think he was actually in that range to be.
I see. That was very good. That was very good awareness by Maho in that case. He's going to be continuing his streak, sitting pretty on loser semis, one game away from guaranteed jersey and coverage of the entry fee. And we're gonna see which one of these two players is gonna be facing off against him. Drave up against Ipelde.
And already starting off with that JC counter hit. It's going to be a beautiful opener, dragging Drave all the way in towards the corner. Look at the damage that he's pushing out here. Oh my goodness. And it keeps on giving, near 4K, just slightly off from it. And already has Drave trying to play it a little bit more patient, a little bit more conceded. Oop.
Tries to sail over the orb with the air backdash, but it's a bit too slow for that. Tries to OD through, but a smidge too late. Anyway, finds his way in, but Ipelde is crouching. You don't know if that flash is going to come out.
Instead, the overhead does connect, so an opportunity here for Drave to put a bit of damage on the board of blue beat, but that's more on Ipelde to tech out of that situation. Finds an opening on the stagger. Ipelde bursting. Uses the asteroid vision to clear the projectile, and then the jump in. I think that might have been an error on the BFAF there. We see him trying to jump.
All right, and a big 2d8. That was going to be so painful. But a bit too far for a 3C. Might be a Makoto moment. She's quite difficult to combo for some characters.
I think just the way that how far away he got sent away by the Kadamos meant that he wasn't going to pick up. A bit of a greedy 6C there. Could have definitely closed it off with a little bit more of a consistent normal, but nevertheless, good life lead. Has him trapped in the corner, and there comes the overhead.
Yeah, I think when it comes to like routing in combos, he usually is like 5DC, and you do a orb to whiff it to like recover faster. Maybe without it, you can't quite link a 6C there. Ooh, nice, managed to weasel his way out. No punish on the side of Drave. Plus frames, no. Went low and challenge right after. A bit greedy by the way, it's not working out. That's corner for the side of Drave.
Bring it back down to the ground. Good, a little bit of stagger pressure. Finds the opening there against the Pelde. Gonna push the damage some further. But of course, just the way the nature of Makoto and her damage is always a little bit limited. And against like, oh my goodness. Okay,
the 3C feint. Yeah, the sneaking in that little throw. Not going to be enough to kill, but he's setting up a touch of death situation for the next one. Cross up, gets flash kicked, and Pelde gets the room to breathe.
Whoa,
from the back! Oh, we auto-correcting in this house.
We love
Delay tech, avoid the orb. Extend the pressure with the RC. Good fuzzy block on the 6C. Delayed Kadamos, he can still breathe. Base the DP, nothing yet. CA, get the knockdown.
Oh, OD pop.
OD save. Oh, jumps it, but not. He couldn't punish it because he was like, the button is on a whiff.
Oh, Drave.
The frame trap with the. What is that move called again? The spin. I'm just gonna call it the spin.
I also forget. I mean, it's some kind of space reference.
Yeah, I know Asteroid Vision is the clone, so this is something else. Comet Rush, maybe.
It's not. No, is it Cosmic Rush?
Doesn't matter. Back throw on the side of Drave. That's corner. A bit too low to land that. Or maybe that wanted a 5B, but got a 6B by accident. And there we go. We see that 5DC orb. Getting that massive damage in the corner. Command grab, not this time. Blue beat pickup.
Oh, what a hard bait there on the CFAP. Using that invuln of Makoto's 3C to be able to slip on through. Though Apelde does have the burst now available, and
he does not care.
Letting the CFAP go once more. There is the counter assault.
Right, block on that. Stance castle, keep himself going. 5C the mega disjoint. Drave has to respect all this. JC a bit too high. Drave was able to challenge it. All right, overdrive available for Drave. Should he want to use it? Tries to get a sneaky 6A in. Meanwhile, the fly swatter being deployed. Finally gets the counter hit with the OD extension. Easy Astral on the side of Drave. Taking game 1 over Repelde.
It's a very, very strange sequence that Apelde went for there. So I respect Drave not immediately trying to anti-air because he's like kind of looking at it, wondering what's happening here. But Apelde went for it yet again, and at that point Drave was like, all right, I've seen enough.
Like, okay, I've seen enough. Nerf Ragnar.
Nerf Ragnar.
I don't know. I was like, I was gonna say Nerf Rachel. Like, wait, no, she actually needs nerfs. What was the most John character in this game?
And that would be Ragnar.
Nice, challenging the fallen JC with the dash up 6A, and again, using the OD just to secure the corner. And a little bit of active flow on the side of Drave. Overhead does not get blocked. The Pelde, but frustration burst in my opinion. Ooh. But he gets the Rahab anti-air. This is huge. Look at that damage chunking.
Yeah, a little bit of surprise to see Drave fly in immediately with the Asteroid Vision and just the readiness on Pelde to let that 5DC rock. And now capitalization of the damage finds the command grab, pushing such a heavy life lead here and a lot of meter to play with afterwards. Drave needs to be careful, does have burst on the table, but immediately mashing out before the 6A can connect, but unfortunately BFAF comes out. A little bit of a drop. However, I think in general Drave is not going to be bursting this round.
Yeah, it's definitely, like, to be fair, it's starting to look better now, so you might be thinking of spending OD if you need to, but I don't think he's gonna. He has 100 meter, easy. Not quite double super, but he won't need it.
Survives it in the end there and makes that full comeback. such a dire situation, especially into the likes of Kagura being low HP, or just in general. Like, Kagura is always a threat on the screen because of any good hit can convert to so much.
Yeah, and if you let him, he can just keep putting out like such massive hitboxes that depending on the spacing, you just kind of have to respect. Look at the damage though, 4.1. Wake up, Katamos. Okay.
We're feeling ourselves. The layers, they are advancing, right? There's so much between these two old players already that we can see options like these starting to be leveraged. 60.
Okay, Wyvern 60, Wyvern 60, I see you. Like, what are you gonna do? Let me just occupy the entire space you can try to get to.
Here, try to escape. Try to mash something out.
Yeah, if any one of those 60s connected, that'd be like 5k, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know, but dead. Here we go. Optico for the burst here. Not going to be killed from Drave's side, but Elpilde much rather preferring to not be put in the corner. However, does find the opening after the Eclipse turn mix-up. A little bit of a blue beat error there, but still trapped in the corner. Final overhead connects, and that is going to be the 2-0 finish there for Drave.
You can tell that Pelde was definitely trying to I think he was trying to react to the overheads with flash kick. It was like, okay, I should have enough charge now, but it's just like Makoto's overhead is a sneaky one. I think it's like what, 22? It's like on the faster side. And it's just like, it's just a punch. What does Makoto do? She punches. Everything is a punch.
Yeah, I think that's the key part to it all, right? It's like you said, it's a pretty fast overhead already, but the fact is her startup for it is pretty disguised because it's a very compact movement she makes.
Mm-hmm.
We had to talk about oh goodness, the 3-bar special from Zantetsu, right? Where Zantetsu is equally a fast overhead, but chances are people, except for Panda, end up blocking it more often because of the clear animation frame of him hoisting his sword above his head.
Mm-hmm. Same thing with like Susanoo 6C versus 6D. They're both very similar in terms of startup when it comes to hitting crouchers, but like 6C is so much easier to react to because it's like it's a very obvious tell of an animation, whereas 6D is like, what is he even doing for the first like 8 frames of it?
Yeah, I think it's something that is understated with how much impact the first few frames of an animation has for your opponent to be able to recognize what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I had this complaint largely with some Guilty Gear characters. If anybody's familiar with Milia's 6K in that game, the startup for that overhead is her just striking a T-pose. Granted, it's a very striking pose, but nothing about that reads overhead.
Yeah, when I'm thinking about like deceptive overheads, I'm definitely thinking of I think it's Cliff with his 5D, where he just like stands still for like 10 frames.
Mm-hmm.
Or something like it's a very weird looking dust. Of course, Guilty Gear has quite a few of those. Yeah, another recent example was thinking I was just playing Meg just came out in Ground Blue.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been trying to play I tried playing a couple of games against her and I was like, bro, I cannot tell what's going on. Like her lights look like mediums, her mediums look like lights. Her at least her dash A is like this, looks like a standard dash A, but like, do you have so many moves that move forward? You think those are dash A's? So it's like, what the hell's going on? Either way, that's enough. We're playing BlazBlue in this house, so that's enough about other games.
Yeah, I mean, even in BlazBlue, it does a lot of things correctly, but some things you're just like, oh man, one last patch, but Zach had to go right off his bike.
Bro, I swear to God, if you give me the keys to the BBCF 3 patch, I am gonna shoot some character. I would shoot some characters so badly, it would not be funny. It would just be pure spike patch.
I wonder who people would trust the most to like take over a 3.0 patch.
Yeah, don't give the keys. Don't say me.
Don't say me. Definitely not. It's definitely not you, viewer.
And definitely not anyone in. Okay, you know what? I'm not saying. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna cut myself off there. Either way, we're gonna move into our winners finals match between Panda and Ignis. Now, of course, not the first time these two meet. And of course, with the winners finals, it's gonna be a 1-3, so a little bit of extra breathing room for the both of them. But yeah, let's see. Micro block. Micro dash block. What am I talking?
Micro block.
Yo, we micro block in this house.
But yeah, this is going to be a tricky one for Ignis because there's a whole other entity on the screen that's there to make sure that he's locked down, 0 risk, However,
Wait a
dismissed
minute.
with timing.
I just realized we have a little bit of a problem. There's two entities called Ignis in this thing. In this game.
Wife and Ignis then.
All right, burst on the side of Panda, and instantly managed to convert it into pressure thanks to displacing the wife. 3C 2-1-4D. Okay. Oh, that's a painful one. Venom to regenerate the wife. Gonna go into a nice little air sequence. Not quite enough to kill.
Yeah, but he's still in a very dire state, and just like that, the 2B spaced out. I think Ignis was hoping for an opportunity to try and do something, right?
Yeah, you definitely saw him disrespect the Oki and the pressure almost at every opportunity, just because of how swingy being able to weasel out is. And sometimes it definitely does feel like it's sort of like a desperate attempt, because Aurelius can make you block for as long as he wants, as long as, you know, there's wife gauge available. And that means being very sneaky with it, and like it can feel that like hopeless at times to be in a blocking position. And again, just disrespecting everything, paying dearly for it. This is Aurelius' best starter. 4K and it didn't even finish it.
Oh, okay. Able to cause a little bit of a variable situation there by going into the air, meaning that the dual bios not able to get the full extension. Gets a pickup here, however, not just cursed yet. Finds the overhead, and that could be it right here. And considering it's Arakune, that could be a round stolen from the grasp of victory of Sir Panda. It's currently not surviving the bug pressure. Has burst available. It's going to be letting it rip towards the end there. Deploys the dual bios. And just waiting patiently behind it.
Yeah, very interesting. Actually staying behind the wife to tank all the bugs. Oh no, double? Yeah, we was engaged with that.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I wonder if that was a guaranteed punish, or if Ignis tried to, like, 5C that just a little bit too late there.
It's hard to say, because I don't think that super. I mean, supers do have counter hit recovery to them, so it's very hard to tell if he actually did try something.
I'll check it in the meantime while we wait.
But yeah, something else that's been standing out as well has been the wife 4D, which the way it stabs, right, the direction it goes in, it's perfect to deal with the likes of Arakune, who really likes to occupy this diagonally above you space. So why not just send a giant ass disjointed normal to go deal with that?
Okay, that was definitely a punish. That's 32 frames of recovery. That's 32 frames of recovery, and it's like 50 frames after 20 frames after flash, so it's like 50 total.
Yeah, that'll get you.
Alright, nice. Finally managed the fuzzy jump and convert it into a knockdown burst into 2C. That's a painful blue beat to take. They are cursed. Actually, like you mentioned before, like, Ignis was able to space it out so that, like, he gets resets, but not that time. Actually managed to waste a lot of curse time just doing a blue beat combo for no damage. Because of that, Panda survives.
Yeah, not a back throw though, but going to go straight into the dual bios there. Standing still for a little bit, just trying to see what he would try, if anything. There's 100 meter on the side of Ignis, of course, so looking to roll away.
Yeah, tries to catch the roll, but didn't time it quite right. Gets the throw. This should be dead. No burst available for Ignis. Oh, no meter.
Yeah. Ooh. That was
smart.
I like that counter assault into just immediately RCing it, making sure to force back a little bit of control in this dull pressure situation, giving Ignis a round lead here.
Yeah, because it was a pretty obvious CA point, and of course, it's not that uncommon for people to bait CA in that spot. But the RC is that extra layer you have to be aware about.
Yeah, absolutely.
And of course, like, the most expensive defensive option in the game was CA RC. But what can you do? Sometimes you gotta.
Sometimes you just gotta utilize the nuclear option to get out of the situation. We see a bit of patience here on the Panda's side, trying to leverage the life lead, but opting to burst in the end anyways, trying to send Ignis in towards the corner, but not having wife ready to run the Oki means that there is room for him to dash out, room for him to escape the corner, and room for him to set up this next bug sequence.
Yeah, Panda will be able to survive this curse, but let's see if Ignis sets up a recurse situation. Oh, that was such a nasty situation, but Panda plays a little bit of Arakune himself. He knows how to deal with, maybe. And of course, Ignis as well. Kalash canceling into the 2B, but Panda with the awareness blocks it and removing his wake-up options out of it.
Yeah, I think we saw that the last week when they played, where he utilized that where in a space that Panda was actually quite a distance away from the wife, but the way that 3C moves for Aracune, he was basically able to just get right into his grill and catch him off guard with it. But not this time. Panda has adapted.
Yeah, this time also, like, because Panda was already behind him, I think he had to go into 2B because it's behind him as well. But maybe he wasn't able to do 3C to, like, teleport out. It's a very interesting situation that you need to, like, lab out with this. Like, and honestly, Aracune interaction is just something you're just gonna have to lab out at some point. It's, like, unorthodox character in pretty much every sense.
Yep, he's a bit of a tricky one to lab out. But yeah, here we go. Once again, using the wife to safely avoid some of the bug pressure here, because we really see Ignis trying to deploy as many of them as possible just to force Panda to sit still for a bit so we can run this pressure. And finds that 2C grounded hit, however, but has the adaptation, using the OD to extend the damage a little further. And this time, Wife is ready to just hold him down for the time being. Counter assault, trying to escape the corner, but there's a dual bios and he falls straight into it.
Is this going to be enough? Oh, that is for sure with the 6A for the extra proration at the beginning. Panda going to be taking game number 2 over Ignis. Taking a very heavy lead.
Yeah, exactly as you alluded. This is a winner's finals match, so this will be played out first to 3. Ignis has one last game to his name, and he's going to have to make that 3-0 or a 3-game comeback here if he wants to see that winner side grand final seed. But at the very least, right, both of these players are guaranteed their somebody no Ignis, no.
There's a connection issue. Panda will restart the game. He thinks his connection is fine, but there are some slight texture issues. So this is usually when the rollback kicks in. So just to make sure they'll restart. So it's 2-0 for Panda.
Panda, yeah, makes sense. Okay,
yeah. So we're just waiting on.
I was just gonna say, like, it's very cavalier of Panda to, like, say, it might be on my part, let me just restart the game, because he is technically killing his own momentum. He's definitely playing on fire right now.
I've asked, the issue, they have about 3 frames rollback. I asked for a connection check, but Panda said it's fine, so this is okay if he wants to restart his game and then just play the match.
He was pretty quick, he's already back.
Yeah, he was fast with it, goddamn. Like, I'm probably, an expert at this stuff.
Okay,
quick
so
out the 4.
Both agreed they'll continue.
All right, fair enough.
So, something that's interesting to consider is that both of these players have sort of the minimum objective achieved. The outplayed entry fee is paid for, and the jersey is acquired. Now it's about that travel cost, which is effectively what they're striving for, or at least securing a stronger chance in the travel cost.
Yeah, a strong position to fight for it. Because both of these are definitely the type of the caliber of player that can definitely secure that that first place spot. But being in winner side is such a huge advantage. Being able to either A, bleed games, 2, just being able to mess around, maybe represent more options that you want.
Yeah. Or option C, exhaust your opponent.
Oh god, for sure. Bro, tournament stamina too. Even though this is only a 30-man bracket, that's still a sizable amount of time. How long have we been here for?
2 hours.
2 hours. Tournament stamina can definitely start kicking in, especially if you're playing a high upkeep character.
Trapped in the corner, we see the pressure being run. Good reaction there from Ignis. Unfortunately, not able to run deep enough for the throw. That's out the super rip. Quick little taunt, and there is the fatal punish.
Yeah, you have so much time to punish that on block. Honestly, I'm surprised Ignis went for it without 100 meter to spare. But, might be one of those things I'm down on life, I need to do something. He goes for the standing string, but gets opened up by the empty jump low Ignis, of course. It's a nasty spot once you're blocking, the late air dash, the empty jump low. Classic air dasher mix-up.
Just backing away for the time being. There is the Prime Curse deployed. Tracking slowly towards Panda, but the 4D there, look at it, reach into the skies for that anti-air, and already has him dragged it towards the corner, going for the very ambiguous mix-up, also just disappearing at the top of the screen, making it very difficult to track the wife. However, the wife is now expired. The OD utilized there by Ignis, but we can still see Panda fearless without the wife to back him.
Yeah, and then of course we see one of the weaknesses of our Kunis 5C as an anti-air. It has insane amounts of Like, it has insane amounts of invul. However, it also has insane amounts of startup. It is quite often where you can literally just land and block it in time. Right, setting up the overhead. And good pickup off the overhead. Panda is looking in a very strong spot. Bios available should he wanted. Ignis is about to run out. Sorry, the wipe is about to run out.
Yeah, finds the Bios, but Ignis able to create a little bit of variability. However, creating a little bit of a fake corner with his presence there. He's down to that last touch. 5A check with the block, but it's not enough. And Panda is going to be securing that winner's side seat in Grand Finals, closing it out 3-0 against Ignis. Who will be moving down into the losers finals, waiting for the winner between Maho and Drave.
Damn, Maho Drave is such a good match too. Goddamn, isn't this like a Grand Finals from like an offline somewhere? I'm trying to remember.
Could be. It could easily be.
Because I think they met in Italy. Was it it's either LVB or OTB? I don't remember these goddamn names. These acronyms.
OTB is in Italy. LVB is in Bordeaux.
Isn't Bordeaux in Italy?
No, that's in France. That's the south of France.
Oh, my bad. You know what? I was never good at geography.
Yeah, don't let Nick catch you trying to call him Italian. That's all.
Ah. Well, it's a good thing I'm not meeting. God. And now you're making me think like, bro, it's been so long since I played Neek. You might teach me a thing or two about Ragnar. Like, it's one of those funny things. Like, yo, if the player is good, if they have a Ragnar, it's probably good too. You learn a couple of things.
Yeah, it might teach you some geography too.
Wow! Busting it out already. It's been like 30 seconds.
Hee hee. But here we go.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's Maho versus Drave.
I was gonna say, like, bro, if we're like, if we happen to get the same commentary slot and you just start busting that out unprovoked, come on, man.
Yo, he's as confused as Ray is with geography.
Shut up. All right, let's get this started.
All right, Chase down already has the poison needle applied and blocking out this pressure sequence, just taking off a little bit of damage there. Pretty interesting little sequence happening, but able to find the low at the very end. And the Eclipse turn setting up for that throw. Trapped into the corner now. Maho has to be careful. I mean, he can use... I think he has to watch out with the Orboki, though, because he could try to use 6D teleport, no?
Yes, but at the same time, it does, like, the teleport itself does have startup. And I believe the Garp one on 6D runs out before the teleport kicks in. So it's not as free to use as you think it is. Especially against I
think you're rightish, but it's the other way around. It's for the D follow-up, whereas the teleports are instant.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Because I've definitely seen points where the D teleport comes out and it just loses to a Gatling auto-correcting.
No, that definitely. If you do like a follow-up because you're trying to think like, oh, I'm going to do the 6D, swap behind, and then kick them in the shins, you will lose to the autocorrect of the Gatling. But if you just use it to clear screen space, you may not be back to neutral, but at least you're out of the corner.
That's fair. That's fair. So it might be a guaranteed thing on Orb. We'll see if Maho decides to represent it, if Drave decides to call it out. But either way, for the time being, wake up OD on the side of Maho, saw nothing. Alright, got a straight hit, but misses the dash.
And just dancing around for the time being. We see a lot of movement tech coming out from both sides. There's the taco kick, however. The priority is trying to push your opponent towards the corner. Even if they go back to the mid-screen, they're quickly looking for ways to just get that screen position advantage.
Holy crap. I never realized how much damage the poison is doing. Holy crap. The health bar is just disappearing. Oh, catches the roll. Guaranteed follow. This is going to be quite scale, but this is a way to secure a knockdown.
Yeah, as well as put your opponent in a situation where they're one touch away from losing this game, and there it is. Unfortunately, this isn't the likes of Guilty Gear where you can simply burst in any situation to send them flying. You're going to have to try and use that OD, because being at a pixel health, that is not going to be an opportunity for you to burst.
Yeah. And of course, like you mentioned before, threading that needle of like, trying to basically make full use of every single like and resource that you have. So like, you know, you basically ran out of nails just as the round ended. There's a well utilization of it.
Nice. Oh, big counter hit overhead there. It's going to be a good bit of damage on the side for Drave. However, dropping the combo and immediately Maho challenging on the falling situation. JA normal is going to scale the damage quite heavily, but it's all about clearing that space, getting back to the mid screen, finds the JB overhead, and that should be the corner conversion. Drops it a little too low to the ground for the nail hit.
3 CRC, bit too far for that. Oh my god, dashes right to the loving embrace of 2D. Alright, finds the spot, the DP. No blue beat for you. Oh! And yeah, there's that 6D into the Steve follow for the space. But Drave with the throw. I think he was ready for it. He just like pressed the wrong button for it.
Yeah. Oh, looking for that 6B, but getting caught in the startup. Dashes away the Eclipse, or sorry, the Asteroid Vision, able to track, and Drave just barely clutching out that round here. This is, by the way, a losers semifinals match, so these two players will be playing first to two, and this game is very important for Drave to try and equalize the set.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that, like both of these players already got their top 4 payout. Like, you know, they have guaranteed, like, you know, winnings, but top 3 is so much better.
Absolutely. I mean, the rewards that are stacked up for that.
Alright, block that, nice, but the command grab, so slow, you can actually sneak it in such interesting spots.
Yeah, and unfortunately that's something you can't end up blocking, but we're gonna go here onto set point for Maho Shoujo. Drave still has the burst available, whereas Maho is away from his own, but considering how these hits that Drave lands and the lack of damage it does, we might be able to find the burst back in quite a safe position. But holding the stagger pressure for the time being, able to jump away from the throw attempt, no punish. Still though, both players constantly trading sides. And now Maho looking to just push as much screen away, getting these constant resets, but the burst used, trying to send him back to 2D and not blocking.
And yeah, like, you know, that frame 1 guard point into the explosion, should you proc it. Wow, taking full advantage of that. Bumpers out, CA instantly does not want to deal with bumper pressure. Very expensive considering that was the last of his meter. And now Maho being able to use the bumper to convert up the slide.
Yeah, it's going to be doing a grip of damage.
Wait, Woody. Yeah, this should be quite... Oh, active flow right now, so I don't think this will be quite enough.
Yeah, holy, that meter penalty. It was not moving past 46, sorry. But still able to find the finish off of the D-nail. That's a 2-0 finish for Maho Shoujo. And with that, we have our top 3 determined. So these are the people who will have their entry fees paid for and their jerseys provided. And now it's a question of getting, of course, a higher cut in the current prize pool in the match arena, but who is going to get their travel costs alleviated? The big 350 euros on the line.
Well, actually, wait, how does that work if travel is actually less than that? Did you say like, yeah, you just keep the change?
I think that was it. You just get to keep the change.
Damn, all right, then that's one hell of an extra pot, like a little bit of a incentive. But yeah, that's gonna be, these two are gonna be fighting over to see who gets to try for that number 1 spot up against Panda, who's winning safely in winner's side of Grand Finals. Now, of course, Ignis and Maho, not the first time they've met, though I'm pretty sure the time they've mostly played offline at Outplayed. No, wait, hold on, no, because Ignis and Maho they were never in the same Outplayed, so this could be a first, unless. Was Maho at Koto?
I'm not
I don't think so. Because Maho was not traveling that much, probably mostly because of work or health issues. So
it's usually work, from what I heard. But the man's in chat himself. He can speak for himself, of course.
He usually has health issues after a tournament.
That's the standard,
yes.
yeah. I've somehow had the miracle run this year where I haven't returned from a tournament sick. I don't know how.
Yeah, I think the worst that's happened to me was something that I ate the night of, and then I basically was fighting for my life the entire trip back.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I've never been sick after a tournament, but I've been sick during a tournament.
Ooh, that's actually worse, probably.
That's the one thing. That's one of my greatest fears, especially for something like Frosty Faustings. It's such a huge investment for me to end up being stuck in a hotel sick, and I'm just like, fuck, man. And there's really no purpose in going down, just trying to sneak it in and be like, can I maybe please see a little bit?
In the United States as well, so
yeah,
that could be expensive.
Oh, for sure.
I have insurance. I'll be fine.
Don't you need extra insurance for that?
I think I have that as well.
Oh, nice.
I don't know how that works.
Money.
I just kind of go like NHS baby. it sometimes it works and mostly it doesn't.
Yeah, I think Arquin definitely done with some health insurance, because I don't think there's any turning back from what he's got going on. But here it is.
Yeah, I don't think whatever he's doing is OSHA approved.
Alright,
nice IBs.
Yeah, the challenge attempt not working out, getting a big counter hit, and just like that, Maho running that good pressure already. Seeing, as before, Ignis has been very adamant on constantly trying to interact on these wake-up situations, and could very much be his own downfall.
Yeah, and of course, choosing to pop OD, like, you have the benefit of the instant curse proc, but when you have so little curse, like, you better be hoping to reverse the situation immediately, because if nothing works out, you kind of like, you diffuse your own burst. But
Yeah,
Ignis does end up finding the right hit. Curse, of course, does run out, but he is able to route into super, kill some time. He actually could have maybe gone for double super, but no OD, so I'm not sure. But yeah, despite how that round started, looking very heavily Maho favored, Ignis just turns it around. That's the power of Arakune.
Yeah, especially with the type of dash he has, being also have the corner escape. Like, it's a very slippery character overall, and then just off of one hit, he's able to just secure entire rounds. It really quite begs, can you be on point to prevent these kind of situations where he slips away, and just as he slips away, so does your round.
All right. Good defense by both players, actually. But of course, as soon as he notices that patience, sneaks in the command grab. Wake up OD with nothing to his name. That's a punish, too. With poison and super, you are dead, sir.
Should be. There we go. Ashura, and that's a round apiece to both players. Burst available for Maho, whereas Ignis sitting around that 60% mark. The thing with Ignis right now is that we do see him IBing a lot, which is going to be really good for the meter gain, as well as trying to create a little bit more of a window to attempt things, just like that air IB setting up for the JA challenge on the way down. But of course, Bang has a command grab where if you end up IBing quite a lot, he can set up a very devious cancel to actually snatch you for your efforts.
Good block on the 5C. Alright, manages to get his way out with the JB. Oh, there might be having some connection issues. So a little bit of a spike there, but Ignis manages to secure himself the curse.
Oh, that's a massive good counter hit there, especially with these bugs on the table, just pushing so much damage. Active flow on the table, good block so far, but the overhead coming out at the very end, and there's a 100-meter to Ignis's name. Drops the combo, but has that 50-meter to make up for 2D whiff, and that's going to be an excellent little whiff punish to go with it. First game going to Ignis.
Yeah. As like strong as 2D is not that, it doesn't have the most horizontal range. And of course, Ignis being able to see quite a hefty recovery of it. It's like, oh, yeah, all right, let me take this. But yeah, of course, first game. This being losers finals, this is a 1-3, so Maho can afford to lose a game or two. But you gotta start locking in because you don't want to have Ignis taking the lead.
Definitely the last thing you want to see happen. Beautiful air to air, then the conversion to go with it. Drag him all the way towards the corner. Very nicely done. That is 3 seals on the table, and the bumper set. Finds a quick counter hit, but no conversion. Blocks the overhead. Not near enough for the bumper to be able to make it further safer. But slaying these 3 Cs. Rib J2C catching a backdash attempt.
Yeah, much similar to what you saw, like, with Void. That was like a lot of very small stray hits that ended up adding up to quite a decent amount of damage. Thing is, though, he still does not have the seals. He gets the 2A, though. 3 CRC for the extension. Get the corner. Seals available.
Very nice.
Dude, that was such a fast overhead out of dash up Musasabi. But yeah, Ignis is just. I understand that you playing a character with some of the most rewarding Abari in the game.
Yeah.
But you gotta respect this sometimes, bro.
I mean, sometimes you can live fast, die faster, right? where once in a while, one of these disrespects lands you in a very critical situation, just like that. We see the crush trigger charge up, trying to leverage the bumper set there to be able to dash cancel it into a confirm off of just the level 1 charge.
And there's that 6D teleport you mentioned. Very nicely done. Gun back into the bumper. Ignis is also teleport away. Set them some bugs. Block strings into the super. Bumper for the extension. That's a dead Arakune. Mao Shoujo stems the bleeding. Ties up the set.
Yeah, I missed that sequence there where the super was activated because I feel like Maho could have tried to go for like 6DC or 6DC again to escape out of the projectiles, because holding it down while blocking is it's at least you not getting hit by it and giving full curse over to Arakune, but half a curse bar is quite something you'd rather not give up for free.
Yeah,
Which
the only worry I think about that is like with 6D. Like I mentioned, like the guard point runs out before you can do the follow-ups, and like that super is like 25 frames after flash, so it's manual timing on that 6D. Maybe something like 2D is a better choice, but I definitely think like the teleport out of the guard point is definitely an option that Maho could have represented.
Very nice OD there from Ignis, able to go right through the command grab and immediately putting 4K on Maho's head. Deploying the spider, trying to get some obstacles on the field there, but finds a JB to finish off this round. And the active flow running a little bit generated him quite neatly a lot of that burst gauge back already.
Which is fun. It's funny considering like that round went so well for Ignis, you even forgot like when did he even pop the overdrive. Oop. Alright. Chilling with that poison. Maho was perfectly happy with letting it rock out. Free 500 damage.
They need that health anyways. I mean, it's probably kind of what Ignis thinks regardless, because, you know, some of these situations start off so dire, but then you just get one solid Arakune hit into full curse combo, and there's nothing your opponent can really do about what comes after. But right now, trapped in the corner, a bunch of stray hits, the bang favorite it seems to be, and a full
OD
on super.
Okay, no. That makes sense, that makes sense. Ignis was not going to burst there.
Yeah, I mean, if Ignis bursted there,
that would have been just...
Yeah, that would have been a great spot there for Maho. So both players now in the final round before taking the lead over the other with the burst available. And already we can see Maho dragging Ignis all the way towards the corner.
Oh, OD through the 5C, takes the 5A punish, but the multi-hit messes him up maybe. Either way, that's going to be an easy curse on the side of Ignis. Gonna set up the bug vortex. Yeah, no barrier for you. Crosses him up. And guess again.
Good blocks for the time being, but the walk-up throw coming out and instantly going to the super. A very, very sweaty way to push some damage. And now sitting at that last tick of health there, it's going to be very difficult for Maho to find an opportunity to let this burst work nicely. But being that it is bang...
You actually saw Ignis was actually actively like IBing to build up the meter for that save to keep Maho cornered, and actually ended up working out in the end as he was able to capture his catch his escape options to get that round. Moving up 2-1, one more game for his run back with Panda.
I think Maho was trying to add a clip to the anti-Ignis raw tech agenda. Just run up jump. He was fishing for it.
I don't know what song that is, but it's probably playing right now.
It's some shitty ass Brazilian funk.
Is that actually what it is?
Yeah, it's just Brazilian funk.
Okay, fair enough.
With the most vile lyrics you've ever heard.
Damn, I'm happy I don't understand. Good IBs. Made themselves the space. Try to check an air dash.
Oh, taco kicking. Fortunately not able to hit the mark. Trapped in the corner. Finds the empty air dash into the low. Curse is on the table now. Ignis is ready to push damage, and with the amount of health that's left on Maho's side, it's not going to be a case where he's going to survive for long, sadly.
Yeah, with the super available, just take the round. Oh, he even snuck in the taunt at the end. Okay. Ignis moving on to set point over Maho.
So he just sits down holding out that book, but early burst being deployed here by Ignis. Just sends out. Oh wow! What a punish on the 3C there, and has the air curse cloud ready, which means that this curse is going to come out really, really fast. Trapped in the corner, forced to block out, looking to interact, but the bugs are ready to just hold him down for these pressure sequences.
Yeah, and he got like the green cloud on him too, like restricting his movement options. Gets the throw. This is looking dire, but not quite dead yet. No burst yet. Okay, there it is. One stray hit will be curse, and that might be Curtis for Maho. He needs to block out this curse sequence, and he does not manage. Wait.
It's not going to be enough, and that is the 3-1 finish there for Ignis, going back into the grand finals to face off once more against Sir Panda, as still for Maho ending up in a 3rd place finish is pretty much an objective well achieved, and it's such a stacked bracket, no less, to be able to get your outplayed entry fee paid for, as well as a chill little jersey being provided by
I think you definitely think you did go for yourself. I think that deserves like a little pat on the back, maybe a celebratory drink. I don't know.
And don't forget the prize pool, the Matcherino prize pool.
That's true.
Absolutely.
So
Top 4 payout, which means I don't know what type of split the number 3 player gets, but out of the $150 prize pool that we have, that's still a decent chunk of change.
Yeah, I mean 50, 35, and 15 is usually the split. So it'll still be quite a little bit of money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like $20-something, I think, for 3rd place. If my math is mathing, which it might not be.
As real player, after all.
Bro.
I mean, you gotta pick one thing to be bad at: math or geography.
Can I be bad at like arts or something?
Brits being
I think
bad
that comes
at
standard
geography?
with the average person.
I was not good at geography even back home, bro. It doesn't help that like I moved here and it's like everything is a shire. Like, okay, that's called Leicestershire. No, it's called Leicester. What do you mean it's called Leicester? All right, I'm done.
Rant over. It is Sir Panda versus Ignis. Now Ignis on the loser's side, meaning that he's going to have to win 6 games cumulative, right? 3 for the reset and 3 for the tournament win. And Panda, with the winner's side protection, only needs to win just the 3. Both players burst expended.
Yeah. Early burst from both players. Of course, CA trying to get Panda cornered, gets his reward. Barre 2C working out, but grounded hit, so no combo with that jump.
Little movement there from Ignis, dashing straight back into business. The curse is ready to rumble. So there's quite a bit of meter on the side of... Oh, that's a Virum Rock, but unfortunately just Ignis is nowhere to be found in that situation. Immediately getting the punish, pushing for that kill. Oh my god, these bugs, why didn't they give him SMP? What were they thinking?
Bro, I have a lot of questions, but why did I found out Azur's moves have SMP, is like, damn, why don't all drives have SMP? I feel like that'd be nice.
I feel it's like moves that are very loopable into each other are the ones that have SMP, but
yeah,
no, not Arakune.
For sure. Well, he has to hit you exactly one time to get it. He needs it.
Oh, he's working very hard, that's for sure. But speaking of hard work, Sir Panda already working on the perfect at the red health. We see the roll through, looking for that throw, whiffs away. But the patience, the respect on the side from Ignis does mean that Panda can go back to just neutraling out for a little bit. Oh, runs away, and there's the punish.
Yeah, now it's Soul Aurelius, but with the OD, we'll be able to get Ignis back in time for the kill, potentially. Nah. He was not able to route into the EA.
Way too hard.
Maybe, but I was thinking maybe if he can get into the OD version of EA, maybe. But it seems that OD ran out just at the end. Alright, both players disengaging. Live was summoned, but quickly getting tagged, and that's Ignis securing the Self Curse. That is so fast.
And now with the stuck in the corner.
Yeah, you kind of stuck there with the green cloud.
Oh,
Guard break in the air! Come on!
I mean, it was able to stall him out long enough to get him to be close enough to the ground for that to connect there, but going for that final Hail Mary burst, finds the JA, narrowly avoiding the 5A punish, but the 5C there just to lick him straight from the skies. Ignis off to a pretty strong start here.
Yeah, like we saw earlier in the previous match, 5C, like, the slowness of it being like a problem, as Panda was able to actually, like, even though normal antis would have clipped in there, he was able to like land and block it in time. But this time we're seeing the good side of 5C. Just because of how slow it is, it has so much invul that is able to invul through the wife and still tag Panda all the way up there.
Yeah, quite insane indeed there, but good air to air. Gonna bring him back down to the ground. Not gonna be the greatest amount of damage, but it's all about trying to run that Oki. But Ignis is really focused around these situations where if the wife is not immediately being sent out, he is taken to the skies, moving around, being as hectic as possible to get back into a position where he can safely return and get that curse ready to rock, just like so.
And with the cloud applied, it is rough for Panda. He has to block it all out, but the left-right catches him. Well, of course, we've seen Venom being called out earlier before. He's not willing to use it.
So for one last hurrah, there's 100 meter on the side from Ignis, so has to be careful. But a lot of these stray hits are connecting.
Oh, CA gets to counter it, but overshoots the air dash.
Ooh! Clutch little movement there, forced the block, gets the mix up. The burst is available for Ignis. It's going to be popping the OD in the end there. The bugs are out on the field. And I think that's a little victory there for Panda in the end, though. You know, Ignis does get the round, but now he is without burst for the time being.
Yeah. It's just one of those, like, it's such a strong offensive situation, whereas, or like you can attack while blocking, meaning that especially if they're trying to reverse the situation on you, they're trying to make some scramble happen. You're just like, it's weighted so heavily into you that it's actually insane. All right, the left right off the 2D. Yeah, has to Venom to have time to unsummon.
Nice little
that is good, decent damage too.
Yeah, the purple throw you were talking about way earlier there, using it just to kill time and get that dull gauge recovered.
Alright, gets the stray 5A, but not ready to convert it. Okay. Oh, gets clipped by the last one, trying to disrespect it a little bit. Good roll on the spider. Oh, actually falls out on the last 3 hits because they're slower.
Yeah, but for the most part, Panda was more so focused on just pushing the doll forward to keep the pressure running when Ignis would tech.
Absolutely. The fact that he was able to continue after is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Very good block on the late air dash. Alright, that's going to be a dead Aracune. But he managed to recover quite a decent amount of burst. And Panda had to spend his own.
Yeah, and it's also quite late into the round as well, so only sitting at that 20%. I find that unlikely that he's going to get the burst back in time, especially considering the amount of damage that Aracune can push with Curse available. But considering the situation that we're at right now, Ignis stuck in the corner, the overhead connecting, still plenty of dull gauge to try to run this combos a little further. Gonna go for the dismiss there, but not able to roll out of the corner just yet. Slight little lag spike, but both players are keeping it trucking along.
Good blocks, managed to stall it long enough for the wife to come back. Oh, a bit too high for the fuzzy to work. Ignis was able to crouch in time.
Yeah, fantastic lock in there from Ignis to be able to block out that entire sequence. Now it's time for Panda to do a little bit of the same. We see a lot of barriering here, just to making sure that he won't get guard crushed by the bug. Blocks out all the sequence, gets the punish. We see the momentum burst here. Quick 3C, gets the roll catch here.
Yeah, manages to burst him right before any curse is built up, and bursts Ignis right into the corner. But that's a pickup of the Bios, but he actually managed to steal the corner.
Oh,
Too far for the punish.
2C whiff. This is very hectic between both players, looking for that 4D anti-air. The 5C able to extend the active frames thanks to hitting the wife there. Finds the counter hit there. The curse is so close to activating, and that's going to be the neutral control all over. Pushes him into the belt bug, but we see
the meaty!
The 4D just barely sniping him out from the air, and that is going to be game number 2 going towards Sir Panda.
Those last 2 meaties were so critical, because if he gave Ignis even a moment to breathe, he was going to start swarmed by bugs. Being able to actually like proper meaty from that far out and then chase the tech with the 4D was very smart. Like I said, denied the bugs from happening. And I wanted to mention how Ignis was actually like very smart with the placement of JD, because he can choose which spot it shows up in. Because what happened was he had the tracking cloud coming, and like Panda was building up a lot of curse by it following him, so he had to like move away to avoid building up the curse, and that's exactly what he placed the bug, and actually got curse off that. But yeah, like I said, Panda just didn't let him actually capitalize on it at all.
Very, very smart thinking. Layers ahead, both of these players, but it's going to be Ignis right now, starting it off with the curse on the table. Does not end up blocking the overhead, and Ignis pushing his damage even further and further. The burst towards the very end there, making sure that he does not get an Oki situation to try and recapture the curse state. To D, able to just safely set up the advance here, and there is the regular throw going straight into the Venom.
Yeah. Choose to take the opportunity just to regenerate some life gauge, got her back, and decent amount of Oki and damage. Base the CA, nothing coming out of Ignis' side. Low profile on the late air dash. Alright.
Good stuff there from Ignis. A beautiful Hail Mary there just to completely reverse the situation. He's now trapped in the bug sequence. I believe not blocking in the right direction there to survive and have the barrier be up to block the guard crush bug. Ignis taking the slight lead again with the round.
Tries to displace the wife for something to happen with the 214B, but ends up costing a lot of wife gauge instead. Spins through, avoids any curse buildup. Base the 2C. This is looking pretty rough on the terms of wife gauge. Has to unsummon solo release pressure.
Yeah, slow and steady stagger pressure. The moment he recovers a bit of wife gauge, immediately deploying her out, but still was a little too spaghetti, and Ignis able to find the mash, find the curse, has him trapped in the corner now, and this is going to be a deadly sequence though. Just tries to burst out, sends out the dual bios to cover and avoid the bugs for the time being, just letting the curse time safely run out.
Yeah, that's so smart. Because usually, like, it's sort of like how you burst Izanami when she's not quite out of barrier, but just about to run out of barrier. Just like choosing the spot to burst just as curse kicks in, and setting yourself in a position where you basically you diffuse a lot of the burst. Oh god, what's happening?
Yeah, that was I think that was maybe the visual bugs that Panda was mentioning about. So potentially another restart there, but Ignis now with the game lead here, 2-1, one away from the reset.
Mm-hmm. Of course, Panda, I don't think he's that bar about playing more, though. It is getting quite late, so maybe tournament fatigue is starting to kick in.
Yeah, but at the same time, right, it's like, I don't think even if you're like primed and geeked, ready to play into the Arakune matchup, it's a pretty big task to survive the entirety of a curse pressure sequence.
Yeah, but we've seen Panda do it. But of course, doing that multiple times a game, damn, bro. Good blocks. Pretty compact. Mech creates the gap for the throw. Ignis, of course, like respecting, like, you know, it's very painful to challenge some of this. Oh no! No punish though on the burst from the side of Panda, and gets cursed for his troubles. Oh no, he drops the 6A. Panda gets another chance.
Yeah,
BS out.
Coming out.
Alright, gets the low. Alright, it's gonna secure himself a decent amount of damage, and Wife is looking quite healthy. Okay, with the 214C, base the CA. That is a dead Ignis. We're dead even on burst as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of things you're going to have to do if you want to make sure that Ignis stays put and you can run the full sequence against them, because, you know, as strong as Doll might be, there's still situations where you can suffer to the system mechanics compared to Arakune, who is a lot more protected by his bugs.
Yes, sir. Alright. Oh! Ignis spotted the unsummon, decides to challenge the dash up, gets rewarded for it. Panda now in the corner trying to block these bugs again. The left, right gets him.
It's so tough indeed. The curse is expiring. Going to use the burst to just send him full screen so they can go back to playing a little bit of neutral. Panda believes in his ability to close things out here, blocking the last two hits of the 2C there. Deploys the bug.
I'm pretty sure that's plus if that happens.
Yeah, I think he was hoping to get a little bit of spacing out that he might be able to get a whiff punish.
Oh no, that was the feint! Yeah, 214B is one of the weirdest moves of all time, I'll tell you what.
It most certainly is. And the whole naming convention of those moves are crazy.
I give up. I am not trying to remember Arakune names.
It's like if
they're all like
A,
math.
F.
They're like all math equations and like formulas and shit. But yeah, Ignis tying up the. Point. Is it? Oh shit! It is. Yeah. The overlay just has the names a bit mixed up.
Yeah. Oh, Nice 2C, looking for these anti-airs. And again, we see that same situation where the 5C hits the Y first, and then the hitbox gets extended a little further so that it catches Sir Panda on the tail end of it. Just like that, the curse is ready. Doesn't get the knockdown to find the conversion, but still has a major dominance over the neutral situation for the time being.
All right, we're seeing good blocks, but the left-right at the end. However, he managed to waste so much curse time that he actually managed to defuse a lot of the curse combo, which sets him in a disadvantageous situation for him now. Empty low, the left-rights with the ambiguous timing on the air dash. Gets the tech with the air throw. Burst is going to become back available for Ignis. Should he use as OD or as Burst? We will see.
Yeah, we see that Panda is trying to play it a little slower right now, but still has the wife deployed out the 2C. Ignis with the desperate chase down. But right now, I don't think Panda's too interested to put himself too close to interact there. Able to trade out there. Final hit will do it. Maybe even... Oh, just chase down. Yeah, the JA right there. Yeah. So Panda bringing it to 2 apiece.
This is actually such a smart way to challenge that, because even if Arakuni recovers in time to block, he does not have anti-air options to cover JA. 2B will simply get hit because it's low enough, and of course 5C is simply too slow to anti-air in time. So yeah, choosing to IED, of course, probably because Brelius' dash speed is on the slower end as well.
You try to backdash it as well if he is at a point that he could block it, but yeah.
Arakune backdash is one of them, like super far distance ones.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm surprised it did not burst.
It's going to be using it there. I think it's more so, let's just try and wait for a situation that isn't too crazy. Like, bursting on doll hits is a major risk, as the Rayleigh could just be blocking right behind it.
Absolutely. It's just one of those things, like, you see the best stars, like, ah, crap. But I guess the combo never came because Panda overbaited.
Yeah.
Oh, tries to mash out.
Yeah.
Alright, manages to survive the curse, but now he's in the recurse situation. Messes up the Oki, so Panda gets to live.
Yeah, now he's looking for any way to try and control Ignis a little bit here, because being in the life deficit means he has to play the chasing game. And that's kind of not what you want to do against Arakune, because look how slippery this boy is.
Yeah, and actually, you saw that I retract my statement. Oh! Okay, he bursted into the Ignis!
That's hype. That's hype.
That is tight.
Bursting Ignis into the Ignis, that's awesome.
Also, I'm pretty sure you can kill from bursts, so, you know, might be a highlight reel sometime in the future. But yeah, I was just about to say, like we saw earlier, how Panda always chooses to air dash out. I thought it was because Relia's moves, like dash speed, is on the slower end. No, you can definitely dash out. Like last time Ignis did the bug super, Panda dashed out simply because there was the air was covered by the cloud, so you don't want to give Ignis any curse buildup.
Right. A little bit of a stutter there, but still has him trapped in the corner. We see the burst come out, wants to play once more, believes in his ability to try and completely steal this round, not worried of a potential third round where the burst might have been useful.
I mean, there's still quite a lot of time left in the round. Of course, Active Flow will never come online this round for Ignis, but he might be able to get up to 30 or 40 even if it doesn't work out. Yep, getting hit in the air, that's a smart thing to do, but not if you fall back into it! Purple throwy tech those.
Get a bit of time, and the chase down there from Sir Panda, getting a perfect. And once again, both players on equal situation now. Although, actually, no, not entirely equal, because Sir Panda is one round away from potentially winning this entire
tournament point versus reset point. Either way, the way this set goes is going to determine probably the next 15 minutes.
Exactly. Either we all boot up Deadlock, or we're going to see another bang reset. Here we go. Now I got on the table for Sir Panda, but he's going to have to survive this curse situation to be able to utilize it. Gets caught jumping, and the burst desperately being used inside the curse sequence. And I don't think he has enough health to survive. Goes for the Venom. Oh, it traded.
Not enough inward frames, and that's going to be Ignis resetting the bracket. Bringing us back down to a 0-0 situation. All are equal, and both of these are fighting in the mud for that first spot and having their travel covered.
Absolutely. This is where it's all about now. I'm so glad to see that Ignis has been locking in because it looked a little dire going into that winners finals match where Sir Panda was just all over him. Now, it's just really been a solid momentum game coming out from Ignis where he plays it patient, knows not to interact too heavily into the doll situation because he knows that should he survive and go back to being able to neutral it out a little bit, he can convert these combos into full curse and put him in these type of sequences where the system mechanics don't even let you escape.
Mm. Well, Panda did have the luxury of being able to bleed a whole set. Hopefully he has enough data now, but we'll see if there's any change in his approach come now that he's in loser's side.
Yeah, also a little bit of an interesting development. Swaz here to give Ignis a bit of that energy, so see if that has any impact.
We will see. Of course, this is Panda's stage now, his favorite, the circus. And I should probably check if it's Cactus Carnival playing.
It's not Cactus Carnival playing at least.
It's a vocal song.
Yep. You can see both players kind of dancing around one another, but the active JA frame is going to barely tag Ignis there. Able to push him all the way to the corner with the doll ready, looking for the OD, just trying to get these bugs on the field there so he can safely transition into this sequence here. It's not going to be cursed just yet, but he wanted to keep that corner position.
Yeah, that was like it was a nasty situation he set up, of course, with the bell bug covering the air, and then he just standing there. He just like if he checked the roll, Panda would be cursed already. But winning a couple of neutral interactions later, he finds himself in the spot he wanted. Punish with the bug, easy Katka.
Bit of an interesting desperation play there from Sir Panda to see the Venom come out of all things, but nevertheless, he's being very close to getting this burst back on the table.
And of course, using that JB to swipe it to snipe the wife again. Ooh, trade. That's a lot of space for Panda. Guess the stagger 2B.
Oh, big counter hit, but just going for these constant resets here, as of course. Some of the standard routings you would like to use is not available with the wife gauge being so low, but now on that pressure, good blocks, IBing, generating a little bit of that meter throughout this sequence. The reset, resummon the wife, but drops the combo, goes for the aggressive momentum burst, immediately deploying the dual bios on that last pixel, clashes.
Yeah, clash into the 3C like we saw earlier, like last time they played.
That's true, but I think actually this time the counter assault ended up hitting Panda as well.
Good bait on the EA with the RC. Panda secures himself the round, ties up the round count.
Yeah, especially clutch burst or clutch OD pop towards the end there, meaning that Ignis goes into this round without immediate burst available. So if Panda does score a hit, it could be quite a bit of lasting damage as well as good corner sequence available for him. But a beautiful call out there on the dash out attempt.
Yeah, with the backdash after the unsummon, that was very smart. And he gets rewarded for it. Wife is almost out though, he has to unsummon.
Yeah, it's now time to wait out a bit.
Yeah, tries to displace her with the wheel, but like of course our Kuna JB is so strong at just tagging the wife. 5C of course a little bit too slow, but he manages to inmult and gem cancel out.
Chase down, ooh, trading into the air. But now, just playing all this time very slowly but carefully, sending the dual bios from behind, trying to meet him air to air before the air throw. But able to slip on by just narrowly, finds the spider hit, there's the curse on the table, and he can immediately hold him down. And this is going to be a very tough sequence to try and survive. Thankfully not in the corner, so not a lot that Ignis can do. Finds the instant overhead, the guard's crush, but no further pickup. So Panda getting away with a miracle.
Yeah. But that's gonna be, what is it, the third round, the third curse this round?
I am not surprised.
Alright. I guess clip by the instant overhead. Panda was not ready. OD to set up super into EA most likely. Actually, OD just ran out, so he just goes takes the enhanced damage.
Ooh, big counter hit.
I guess the fallen JP extends it with the vibe. Timer is a factor.
Oh, wait,
well, not if he gets clipped, but...
Yeah, caught him trying to do something there, and that is a solid clutch from Sir Panda, able to get that first game in the reset. My goodness, that OD pop. I actually thought he might have just killed straight up there, but you're looking for that final reset, which is quite the bold risk. I'm happy for him that it worked out, because that could have gone backwards quickly.
I mean, it could be like a better like knockdown post OD Ignis, giving him enough time to set up 214C, which is basically just like, hey, respect this or die. And of course we saw Ignis trying to challenge with the roll, but just gets caught.
Exactly, choosing the former. Or sorry, choosing the latter. Now, getting opened up by the overhead there. Finds the EA, able to escape from this slight, well, the frame trap more so.
Oh god, even with the IBs, it was still plus.
Oh, the check there.
Good, yeah, good challenge on the air dash. Bios lock him down, air, but is not ready to air throw it. That is actually very cheeky. Like, you know, even after the Bios did not work out, and Ignis was able to, like, you know, get away, he just sat around it. Like, yo, my wife is still going. She's still anti-airing, actually.
I wonder with that, because he went for a 5B punish on the super. If he went for something a little bit, I don't know. I feel like he could have gotten a kill there if he went for a harder starter, but
oh yeah,
he
for
had to
sure.
get the taunt out. He just had to taunt.
I mean, mental damage. It matters. Like, he has a massive advantage, full wife gauge. Even though he gets clipped by the 2C, tries to challenge with the 5A, nothing of it. The 4D.
Oh. Yeah, beautiful stuff there. Able to tag, you're just so high up in the sky normally, where it's so difficult for characters to reach towards you. No punish on the whiff there, but immediately gets to jump back in. Didn't get the micro dash throw, but still in control of the pressure sequence. Ignis backing away for the time being, looking to barrier his way slowly but surely towards Panda. We can see Panda immediately leveraging the life lead he has to just back away, try to catch Ignis in a mistake in his overzealous approach to get close.
Bro, that's such a tight ladder, bro. Well, like, he jumps up, and as he's falling, he spaces out the buttons. Either way, Ignis this time gets caught, but, you know, I'll trade 1k damage to get out of a BS situation.
Using the OD there to quickly regenerate the wife. Gets the run up to A. Avoiding the 5C for the time being. Trying to set up the cross up, but does get another hit into the command grab. It's been a minute since we last saw that one, and now Panda is in a 2-0 position.
Yeah, that was like such a good way to position the wife, like, you know, using the specials, because she does hover around in the position for a little bit, making the command grab a genuine threat off the screen. Like, you were not, like, obviously Ignis was not ready for it. Because you just think like, oh, okay, I'm gonna just block like what, 6D? Oh crap, I'm getting grabbed.
Like, I think the only way you could ever know that that move is coming is if you recognize the phrase that Aurelius says when he commands it.
I mean, luckily he does just say the name of the specials, but at the same time, he just sort of like, he says it, he doesn't yell it, so, you know, you might lose it.
Yeah, you might not catch it, and also a lot of people, especially at offline events, they don't really play with sound on, so that's just one of those benefits the puppet characters have, where they have this off-screen threat that you need audio to recognize that that's what's going to be coming next.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, man, if I'm finding a Carl player, I don't care how bad the audio setup is. I don't care if it's only coming out of one ear. I need to hear that fireball.
It's very true.
Ooh, good double jump, baiting the 5C, but the falling was a bit too late to punish it. Good staggers, good practice. Patience from Ignis.
Yeah, and here we go. Party zone for Ignis here. Took a lot of damage to get to this situation, but he can quickly show you how much of it was worth it, as he can rapidly develop himself a life lead here. Guard crush once again, and oh my god, he's so close to just threatening the kill right there.
I think he was expecting a bug to come out, but like Curse had just barely run out. Right, covering the space, but Panda massively jumping around the Bellbug. Burst to keep him in the corner. It's a bit of an ambitious one. Bios to lock him down. No resources available. Chases the jump away. Air tech. And yeah. GB!
I don't know about the burst. It, like, I could get it. Like, if you can keep him stuck in the corner, it's going to be really good for you, but it just felt a little bit too ego to go like, I'll just steal this whole round, no biggie.
Yeah, I agree with that. Though I did see the vision behind that burst, and it seemed like it was working out because he was like immediately ready to chase the the escape from Bios, but he was not able to bring him back down into Bios, so Ignis actually managed to like slip away. And
I don't think he has any means to bring him back into Bios. It's always just going to be more so like, okay, this damage you're taking to go into the air to deny the full Bios sequence, I'm going to capitalize a bit off of it and do some more damage.
What a call out! Ignis, but like did OD, fully expecting the backdash bugs. Panda pulled up half screen and threw him, and now finds himself on tournament point to potentially earn himself a nice little check, secure, like, you know, covering his potential travels towards Outplayed.
That's crazy. I don't think like we've seen that option at all. We've seen how many games go by? I mean, 7 games already, and this is the time he finally decides to go for the ultimate trigger pull, just to run you down after OD pop and get that throw.
Like you have to be like a brave man to just kind of like, I'm cursed, I'm holding 6-6.
Yeah, exactly. But now Panda is stuck in the corner. He's going to be using the burst instead to escape. Able to tag though, using that 2-1-4
yeah, this is
call.
a huge starter for Panda. Dash up 5D to unsummon. What?
Aura and hype moments, I guess.
I don't know, but he gets the counter hit Bios. That's a guaranteed pickup. Burst available for Ignis. Burst save sequence. 2-1-4C. OD. Barely any bugs available. Ignis. Oh god, he resets with the 2D, but Ignis doesn't bite. Gets the 2C. That's curse. Panda, are you trolling gonna cost you another game? He tries to roll, he gets punished for it.
It is. I think I mean, to be fair, I don't know how much I would have scaled off of just like the sequence he was doing in itself, but he really, really just played with his food at the very end and was gonna look for just, I think, like just a throw, hoping that maybe Ignis would press and it would be a counter hit throw, but. You do such an immaculate call out there on that OD pop. It just completely swung the entire momentum of that last game, and you throw it all away for a little bit of aura.
Like, I think you have enough aura, sir.
We've seen you do some very immaculate baits. It's fine. We don't need a clip farm.
Like, this is fucking industrial levels of aura farming, bro.
The assembly line of auras, Panda.
Alright, unsummons, takes the free real estate to dash up, gets this wife to start regenerating, but the wheel consumes most of it. Bit solo relics for the time being. 2C, nice, and instant burst! Ignis is regretting that one.
Nice IB, just trying to get a little bit of meter where he can for the time being.
Tries to open him up, but extends the life of the wife with that OD, but... Oh, mistimes the 6A. That would have been a sick confirm into Venom.
I'm surprised he wasn't able to get the pick up off the meaty scissors, but nevertheless, here this is a good opportunity for Ignis right now. However, I don't think it's going to be the death of Sir Panda just yet. He has a lot of life to get through.
Yeah, but his reversal options are not the best. Decides to burst, gets the wife displaced. What does it represent? Tries another command grab, but he gets the 2B. This should be a kill, barring any funny business. Okay, not messing around anymore.
Funny business this time. However, using that burst so late into the round only leaves him at 10% on this tournament point compared to the 80% for Ignis. But, you know, should he keep up the momentum, it should be no problem at all.
Yeah, and he is still a round up, which means should this round go awry, he is guaranteed burst in the 3rd round. Ignis early burst from him as well. What the?
I guess the JB hurt box extended into the active frame of 5A. This
I mean, that looked like an autocorrect. I'm unsure which side it hit. Either way, Panda has to survive this, gets clipped by the low. Ignis might be setting up, trying to set up for a recurse situation. No, he won't need it. Isn't confirmed into the super. Staying alive. And like you mentioned, like, you know, no burst available for Panda the entire round, but he's about to get it back.
It's a reverse of the situation from this previous round. Now it's Panda at 80% and Ignis at 10%. And immediately we can see the harass with the wife. Jailing him down for the time being here. 2D finds the backdash away. And immediately we can see Panda taking the opportunity just to wait out, stall, get the wife back. JA not able to get the full confirm, but finds the air throw. Not being teched out this time, and this is going to be a significant life lead here for Panda.
3K gets the 2C, gotta respect it. Good IBs on the side of Ignis. Finds a spot to jump, but clipped by the rising overhead. All right, not quite dead yet, but now you're blocking beyond. No! He just rolls out! CA builds himself some space.
Wow, what a mash, but immediately just bursting out says, we are not going to chance anything. There is no way for me to survive a whole another curse sequence once more. Trying to play it slow now, looking for the wife gauge to regenerate. Ignis desperately trying to close the distance on the screen. Has 2 spider hits here already, especially on counter. It's building a good chunk of curse gauge here. Finds the 5B, the burst back on the table. Latex needs one last spider on block to deploy the curse. Almost
Jumps the command grab this time. Ignis, the wife is almost out. Bios to extend her life. Good blocks on the left rights.
Oh, the raw tech, but he wasn't ready for the punish this time.
The GA connects, but no wife to finish the job.
Oh my goodness, just playing it very slow. This is super threatening because Ignis gets one piece of curse just like that, and he has insane control over the neutral again. And that means that Panda has.
But does he have enough time? He doesn't have overdrive, and there's 9 seconds left in the round. Panda can just blue beat all of this.
Not quite, because Ignis does have these sequences to be able to get an opening, but with the time left, it's not going to be enough, as you said. And Panda does clutch out the win, 3-1 in the reset, being crowned this special EUO bi-weekly champion and earning the travel compensation to Outplayed.
Damn. What can I say? We are looking forward to seeing you there. But not only Panda, Ignis himself secured a spot. And of course, we have also covering the sign-up fees for the top 3. So that's going to be Panda, Ignis, and of course...
Maho.
I already forgot. Maho, there we go. I did not have the bracket in front of me. I was trying to find the tab. But yeah, so that's going to be the sign-up fees covered for all of them, which is no decent, like, you know, it is a decent amount. It's actually quite expensive to sign up for nowadays. But of course, top 4 also gets power because of the massive match Reno pool, thanks to people like Hoon, Toki, Yukur as well. Anyone else in there? Let me just double check. Hyaxel, of course. But
Oh, did he slide in the end?
He did. He says he loves you, Hoon.
Man, what a tournament.
Yeah, that was really good. Ended it on a timeout, bro. You love to see it.
Was...
Isn't that how the team tournament ended last year as well? Because I was watching the tapes for the commentary reel, and I think like legit the last game ended on like 2 seconds. Because of the timer was a real factor. Damn. Blazel delivers, bro. What can I say?
True, so true.
Whew, okay. No matter the outcome, I'm gonna be poor tomorrow.
Yeah!
It was worth it. It was worth it, honestly. Awesome games, and we saw a lot of players participating who weren't participating in the bi-weeklies. So it was absolutely worth it. Kind of sad we had to reschedule 2 times, so a lot of players who wanted to join in couldn't make it in the end. And a lot of really good players too. It's kind of sad.
Yeah,
I
I saw like Maze that signed up originally and then he couldn't be found later. But nobody can predict a goddamn DDoS attack, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody was ready for that one.
But on the other side, a lot more people joined up afterwards. So the bracket was really small at first. And after the DDoS, after we rescheduled, it's gotten quite big. I didn't expect it, honestly. I thought it would be a fast and small bracket, but a lot of people showed up.
Yeah, same.
It was.
When I saw that we were like restricting who can sign up, I thought like, man, it's probably gonna be like 16-man bracket or something. But damn, I am very pleasantly surprised.
I expected 10 or 12.
Hey,
not gonna lie.
DB is popping. What can I say?
Yeah, it's nice. It's good to see. It's good to see, and I hope everyone had fun. Even those who didn't make it, I still hope you had a fun experience. And I mean, it's a learning experience. You're gonna meet those players that outplayed. Now you know what they're doing. Use it against them.
Yep.
All right. So
that's definitely an important reminder is that now that we've finished holding you hostage for potential entry fee coverage, make sure to sign up to Outplayed before it gets way too expensive.
Yeah, I should do that. I have my holidays good to go now, so.
Oh, nice.
I was gonna ask. So, if I understand correctly, it's top 3 get the jerseys, right? But
Yes.
people can still ask you if they want one as well.
Yes, so everyone who participated today can still get a jersey, a custom jersey. So we don't have a sponsor. You can use a custom image for the sponsor place where the sponsors usually are. And other than that, you get the EUOBi logo as well as your character on the jersey and your name, of course. I mean, that's a given.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
the thing
That's
is, I order them from. Let me just put it
Raven.gg.
up. Announcement. Yeah, Raven GG. So they're based in the US, but they have they produce in the UK as well. And we all know since Brexit, we gotta pay extra. So.
I mean, technically, maybe because I am in the UK, maybe I can grab it and like take it, but I don't know how much space they take up. I tend to travel light, so.
Yeah, you gotta fly, don't you? So I think it's actually better if they just deliver it to me and I bring them down to Austria.
Makes sense.
So for everyone who order who wants a jersey, I will pay for the taxes and delivery fee, so you just gotta pay for the jersey itself. That's what I can give
nice,
you.
Man.
Big steal.
Yeah, and it's of course it's only if you want, if you have the money. They're still around 100 euros, so they're quite expensive. Yeah, they're expensive, but I wanted to do something special, you know. So Raven GG it is. Yeah, and other than that, first 3 get their entry fee and the first place 350, as well as a cut from the online pool. But you have to send me a screenshot from your registration to Outblade. You have 24 hours left, and I'm gonna write it in the Discord as well. So don't worry about that. And
yeah, this is not a warning.
Like sorry,
please.
my English is kind of horrible, and I don't care. I hate this language, so it's sad.
Okay.
Yeah, nah. I mean, yeah. I'm not good at talking either, even in my
No.
native language.
Bro, we're all tired. You've been fighting fires all day. We've been talking all day. I think we all deserve a little bit of rest.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Let's send everyone home.
Thank you, everyone. Just one short shout out, of course. Tuki and Euchre, thank you so much for the $150 in the online prize pool on Matcherino.
You're welcome.
And yeah, next week is the next event already. So we get no pause. Yeah, we get no pause.
Jesus.
Hope to see you
I
there.
blame the DDoS.
He's gonna DDoS. All right then. Have a good time, everyone, and thank you.
Keep playing Blaze, little one. Peace.
Peace.